Allison, let me get a sound check from you, please.
Test one, test two.
You sound good to me. What about you?
I can hear myself.
You can't hear yourself? Okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh crap!
I can hear myself, but I can't feel my face when I'm with you. That was a song. Remember that song? It came out last year.
Yeah,
I can't feel my face. Is that The Weeknd?
She's gonna have to sing it.
Yeah, go for
You're
it.
gonna have to sing it.
I can't hit those notes. I'm not The Weeknd though. He's the second coming of Michael, but I don't like.
Whoa.
What?
Relax.
Let's pump the brakes a
Jeez.
He
little
likes
bit.
to believe he is. I should have said that. He likes to believe he is.
That's-
I'm not a pro Weeknd person.
That is much different of a statement than what you just said. So thank you for taking that back.
I think he and Selena deserve each other. Selena Gomez, not Selena. You know.
Selena's.
Selena's
Yes.
the hot Selena versus the one that's perpetually 12 years old.
Yes, forever.
She creeps me out.
Yeah, the one that J Lo
How
tried
can
to
you
be.
how can you be attracted to somebody that looks like jailbait? I don't get it. Well, I guess I know the answer.
Oh wait.
You guys should definitely be ashamed of yourselves. But not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea.
It seems like it answers itself, Leah.
What?
That question.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm here for all the dummies out there. You're here for all the smarties. She's here for all the funnies.
Hey,
That was super
the power of
lame.
three.
The power of the holy trinity of. See, that's why I need an advocate in here.
It's funny cubed. Yeah.
Shut up.
That's not funny.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah.
I'm
These
out.
guys are dorks. I'm out of here.
No, not these guys.
This guy.
This guy.
Yeah.
That guy. All right. So a couple of things. Housekeeping. Number one, rap number 16. This is the Righteous Anger podcast. Number 16. We cannot forget to take pictures. Or I guess I can't. So let me get my camera. My handy dandy newfangled thing here. Let me take a
Oh,
picture.
hey.
Take a picture of you. Bam. Take a picture of you. Mid-swig. Hello. And beautiful. All right. So I'm going to take pictures during the podcast. And we probably should do like a group photo. But I feel like podcasts or social media in general don't do well unless you're just like constantly like just throwing media out there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, one thing I'm good at is I find, like my friends will tell you, anybody who's friends with me on Facebook, it's like the random funny video, like funny or disturbing videos. I'm your man, all day long. Well, not all day. When I'm taking poop or making poop.
He's poop booking.
Making poop.
You're
Do you
poop
take or do
booking.
you
Poop
make?
booking. Sometimes you have to take a poop.
He takes no shits.
They say the love you make is equal to the love you take.
Take.
Isn't that a Beagles quote?
Yeah,
The
Dogs.
Beagles.
The Beagles, the very famous band. So I definitely need to take some more photos.
Let's get this out of the way now.
Actually, I'm going to bring an intern in here, and they're going to be taking photos. Actually, there's two things. Intern for photos, and maybe the same intern or maybe different intern for switcher. Because I actually want to do, maybe that's what we'll do. Because we have a switcher. We'll just go 2 camera shoot, like Joe Rogan, switch between the two. Bada bing.
Oh.
That's what we'll do. All right, let
Sounds good.
me start this off with welcome to the Righteous Anger podcast, episode number 16, sweet 16, and we couldn't have had a better guest come on. Her name is Allison Wruk. That's with a W for you idiots out there. W-R-U-K. She is a working comedian, and I do not say comedian because that's lame, man. I mean, wait, is that lame?
Yes.
Yeah, comedian. Last time that was used, Paula Poundstone was famous.
Ooh.
And she
Whoa.
should never have been. That's because, you know why? Because comedy was lame back then. Have you ever watched old sets? Like in the 80s?
I respect those, I think.
You are a true comedian. You are
Who
a
is
true...
the one? Rita Rudner. who is-
Ah.
I cannot think. I don't know if you've seen my sets or my act ever, but I am the opposite of that. But Rita Rudner is very clean and wears like a ball gown. She did a lot of Jersey, I think.
And you're into that for the spectacle
But
of it.
No, my mom is always like, Allison, I know you like comedy. The only thing she's ever embraced has been Rita Rudner and Sam Kinison, and both are just not.
Wait a
me.
minute. Sam Kinison? Ah!
She
Ah!
bought me the Sam Kinison things for Christmas when I was like 17, I think, or 16. And she was like, let's sit down and watch these together. And I was like, I don't think you know what this is about.
I was about to
Like,
say,
on Christmas Day.
Did your mom know who Sam Kinison
She
was?
kept pushing for it, and at one point I was like, fine, let's sit down and watch Sam Kinison
All
for an
right,
hour
Mom.
on Christmas. All right. And
See? This
5 minutes deep, she
She's
He regretted it.
See, Mom, this is what happens when you take advice from Bob at work, okay? He's not
Oh my.
that smart.
Bob at work is not there for you.
He's not there for you, yeah.
He thinks this is funny.
Oh, and he thought bringing your daughter into it would be a good idea? Yeah, Bob's messed up. So, Righteous Anger Podcast, number 16, Allison Wruk, working comedian. She's going to tell us a little bit about that life. We're going to see what kind of chemistry we have, and should we let her on ever again. That's going to be the big... This is always the most pressurized show. But damn, you look game, girl.
Got my game face on.
I see that. She's not scared. She's not nervous.
Totally chill.
I mean, I guess when you're in front of like when you're in front of people with the capacity to be drunk and heckling you, I guess we're like nothing compared.
We
to
should
that.
get more drunk.
You guys should.
And we're dinging glasses as
The
we
roast
speak.
of Allison Wruk, Sweet 16.
We're like the girlies too. We got like table white wine.
No,
It's
I'm so
delicious.
excited to be here. I just think I'm new to the podcast game. Like this is only I think the second one I've ever done.
Shut up.
I swear, but the first one I did, I was like, oh, this is it felt almost, dare I say, almost if not better than the first time I did stand up, where I was like, oh,
Ooh, exciting.
this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this
you get that
feels
shock.
good. Like, I
This
like,
is-
so
You hear that?
thank you for having me on, but so it's not that I'm
Nice.
not intimidated by you guys, because I am.
No, she's not.
Got
My-
Tweedledee and Tweedledum, right?
Nice. Oh, that's great.
Can I be Tweedledee? Because
Yes, you may.
Yeah, because it's funnier because he's the smart one. They call him
Oh,
Tweedledum.
yes.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
allegedly the smart one. I don't
see, for all you guys out there, that's called irony. So
Cruel irony.
let's get the what do you call it? Let's get the commercial out of the way. We got a little commercial for you. Sorry, little plug here. If you check it out, if you Righteous Anger Podcast, all right, one way that you can. What is she pointing at?
You said where'd that bottle go? I think you're.
Oh, you want this bottle?
Yeah, give me the bottle.
He wasn't paying any attention to you.
And I always know where I'm like, oh, the alcohol's
Oh,
right there.
it's right
There
there.
it is. It's right there. There it is.
There's about 37 milliliters left in it too. So, if you guys want to
Say
support the show,
What?
if you guys want to
Forget
support the show, the
Sorry.
Righteous Anger Podcast, you can go to Epilogue Shirts. That's EPILOGUE shirts.com. Just enter the promo code RAP10. That's RAP 10 in the promo code box on checkout to receive 10% off your entire purchase. We have some sweet shirts on there, cool designs, and more coming every week. So if you have any ideas for shirts and you want some free shirts with your idea on it, just get on the Righteous Anger Podcast page. Go ahead and give us a little bit of love on the comment box. Or what's the other thing? What's the other thing?
What?
Nothing.
Share us. Share it.
Share
Share
it.
it to your friends.
Share it to your friends, and we will send you some swag or a great discount or a smooch.
Also suggest guests to us. We really need those suggestions.
Oh, yeah. If you got any ideas of guests or kinds of guests, let us know. Again, this is the show where a Christian and an atheist come together.
And display lots of righteous anger.
No,
Not really.
That's not our
Not
slogan.
at all. What is it?
it's where we come together with people from all walks of life to discuss the most important things of life from two different perspectives. And guess what else? We don't fight each other much. And where else are you going to find that? You're not going to find that anywhere else in the world. So come to the Righteous Anger Podcast. Now, another way that you can personally help the show is send us pictures of... No, I'm kidding. I'm not going down that road. All right.
Please stop sending us.
Don't
pics.
send us any pictures. Now, Allison Mother-Lovin' Wruk. That's her middle name.
God given. Well,
God given. God and Mother given,
depending
right?
on what you believe.
Sam Kinison
Look,
Lovin'
I don't
Mom.
want to argue.
Bestowed upon you
And she...
from on high.
And she basically... she's an enigma
Wrapped in a mystery.
and a mystery. Wrapped in a...
She's basically the turducken of mysteries.
Ooh, she's a quandary.
I know.
She's a beautiful young lady. For those of you guys who can't see, she's blonde. And she's beautiful.
So yeah, we're in a romper, sweating a lot
We're-
because we are in.
And,
Let's be real, Northern Virginia is a swamp. and
It's really hot. Oh
beautiful
my gosh.
scenery, but it's hot here.
but the crazy thing is, she's also a comedian. Now, there's people like her. There's the Eliza Schlesingers.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
let's talk about that later.
We're definitely talking about her because I want to know about that life. There is what's that chick's name with the show?
Amy Poehler.
No.
Wait, no, Amy Schumer. I
Amy-
always do that.
Amy
My
Schumer.
Amy's. I can't. I'm the worst.
Lots of
with
Amy's.
There's the joke thief, Amy Schumer.
Ooh.
What are you saying? Ooh, it's
No.
everybody
Controversy.
knows. Everybody knows her and freaking the fake Mexican
Oh yeah.
Carlos Mencia.
Carlos Mencia,
Mm-mm.
Minstelia.
Steal your jokes.
Who's the other with the show? Handler, Chelsea Handler,
I love a Chelsea hand.
another blonde, okay looking, and hilarious apparently, right? I'm a Patrice O'Neill man, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
Love Patrice. You know, I recently this year revisited and kind of reintroduced myself to the podcast where he would just talk a lot of shit and stuff. Whose podcast were those that he was on?
No. That was a radio show called Opie and Anthony.
Yes. Amazing.
And if you guys...
So influential to me, which is bizarre because I could not be farther from Patrice, but just the way that he rips and you stink.
Yeah.
I love that he just says that and just rips people apart.
I thought I loved comedy, and then I was introduced to his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then you fell in love.
All over again.
Yeah.
It was like all
Head
over.
over heels.
Yeah, and
R.I.P.
I think he was killed.
Good night.
I think he was too.
You really think so?
I think he was too important. I think he had to be killed.
He had too much of a...
Too much going on in the conspiracy world.
He was too woke.
He was too woke.
He
Yeah.
was too woke. And he was speaking his truth.
Yeah.
He wasn't afraid to. He was like, I will say it.
He was going on white people programs like what's the big crazy Texan?
That should be the name of a program, quite frankly.
Big crazy Texan.
Yeah.
No,
Big crazy
Or a
Texas.
steakhouse.
Yeah.
No, the guy that's like, yeah, my name is Alex Jones. My name's Alex Jones, and there's aliens, and the government doesn't want you to know. And basically, they're gonna kill all of us, and they're gonna use gas. And you don't know this guy?
I know this guy.
Okay.
This guy's he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's like the leader of
Infowars.
Infowars. Right?
Yeah.
So everybody should know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's crazy.
He went on that show, and he was going on that guy's show. You must be like 7 layers deep into that conspiracy world. So I don't know. It's interesting. Check out Patrice O'Neill if you can. He's all over YouTube. How did you get into comedy and why?
Ooh, in high school, I loved immediately. I remember at orientation, they had a thing in the theater area that was like improvisation. This is improv. Go watch an improv show. And that was my first taste of it. Was watching a bunch of like high school juniors and seniors performing improv. For me, as I think I was 12 or 13 because I was very young for my grade, and I immediately was like, I want everything to do with this. I want all of this, like everything. And then after that, I just did improv and tried to do theater in high school, but never got cast. Like the most I did was I played the feet under the house in The Wiz.
Nice.
Literally the feet, like to the point where I wrote.
Let me see those things.
I wrote the director.
You're
and
a feet guy.
No,
so
I'm actually not a foot guy, but I was telling Eric the other
you're
day.
becoming a foot guy.
I have very high arches. Not to be weird, but like in college, a guy
you can
in
run.
a religion class sent me a.
It's always a guy in
Facebook-
a religion class.
Yeah.
Religion 200. I hated that class, but it was it just fit my schedule. But yeah, he sent me a thing that was like, hey, I'll give you money for pedicures if you go. Like he was like, thank you for having such nice feet in those flip flops. I'll give you money for pedicures, and I was like, absolutely not. And like dropped the class.
That is super creepy. Wait, was it the teacher?
No. It was like some guy. But I looked him, like I asked people about him. He had been like prom king like 5 years earlier. So what had he been doing for years?
He had power. He felt like he was powerful.
No, he didn't have it anymore though. But yeah, so anyways, in theater, I never had, to the point where I wrote the director of the program. I said, it's rude because you don't even need someone to play the feet under the house. This is
He just
rude.
he had to stick you somewhere.
And he said, you're not black and you can't sing. What do you want?
Oh my gosh.
Was he black?
No! He wasn't even Jewish. Not that makes it okay, but I feel like
Shrug.
Jewish white guys can say things.
We can't call it. We can't call it. Now you spent time in LA, right?
I did. I spent a lot of time. So I first, sort of going back to the first, when I was 16 or 17, I went on a field trip to Chicago and got to see improv there and that life.
Nice.
And fell in love with it, and I was convinced that I would do improv in Chicago. And then I went again when I was 18 to visit friends that lived there. And it was the winter time, and I was like, I'm not doing this ever.
Why?
It's cold.
So cold. Like,
no. I actually was I was in boot camp during the winter, which if you know anything about
you
Nate.
made me sound like an asshole. You're like, I was in boot camp.
No.
Serving our country.
Hey,
I was like,
listen.
I
I'm
Went to
gonna
Chicago. It's like, oh, it's too cold. I gotta go home.
I'm gonna
Where's my coat?
No, I'm gonna back her up. I'm gonna co-sign on her check. When I was in Great Lakes, that's where Navy boot camp is. It was dead of winter. Sucked. It was never ending, and like you get basically like 4 hours of leave when you finally graduate after like I forget how many weeks it was. It was like 2 months or 3 months or something. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember how long boot camp was. It was too long. But
8 weeks.
You finally, was it 8 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, about 2 months. So 2 months boot camp. Finally, I get 4 hours of leave, which means that you can leave the base. I hadn't left this base in 2 months. Go out on the town in my dress blues. That's the wintertime thing. And I was just like, why would anybody live here? Ever. This sucks. And of course, look at me. I don't have any freedom. We're not really we're riding the subway for fun and then like had dinner and then came back. So I didn't really have a night out in the town, but I realized this is a not fun hell, like freezing hell. Like you ever seen those old Doré etchings? Come on, smart guy.
No, I haven't. Sorry.
Doré was this.
You're an artist. I'm not the artist on the show.
He was this famous etcher, and he etched into, I guess, metal. He etched scenes of the devil and hell, and the devil, like exactly what you think, like a giant devil though, with giant bat wings and horns and all that, encased in ice. Like he's.
Yes.
Yeah, have you seen that?
I was gonna say, well, I thought you were going there, but I was gonna say maybe hell isn't fire. I think it might be ice.
Might be ice.
Because
that sucks too.
The cold is harsh.
That's so bad, and especially you and me. You've been to California, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, California's just like no one can complain to me about weather that comes from California.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The only thing that's odd is that you get disoriented because it's always nice weather.
Yes.
And at least for me, growing up in Virginia, where you have the 4 seasons, so not the hotel, the actual seasons.
Yeah.
But you can remember things like, oh, that was spring, that was Easter, that was fall, that was, we had the leaves, we had this, but like there, I'd be like, wait, when did that happen? Because it's just permanently the same.
The same, yeah. It's like Christmas time is a complete mind screw. You're just like, what?
Oh, Christmas is a very confusing time over there.
Yeah.
I stayed there one Christmas, and the like specials they had at bars, because everyone's a transplant, so a lot of people are just there. Like one year I chose to go home for Thanksgiving instead of coming home for Christmas, and I was in town for Christmas alone, and I was just like, this is a weird town to be here for
especially
Christmas.
especially
People are
LA.
decorating palm trees. Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
Palm trees with lights.
I was living in San Diego. I was out in
San
Coronado.
Diego's beautiful.
Yes, San Diego, Coronado, and then we would drive up to LA, and I remember that time in LA was like that first time. It was like it was everything I ever wanted to be, because I've always been into like if anybody ever asked me, this is when I was young. Okay, I'm different now, but when I was young, kids used to go up to. This was like in the heat of the East Coast West Coast battle of rappers.
Oh,
That's
boy.
when you were young. You look very young for your age then.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you. Black don't crack. But when I was in a kid back then, kids would come, like tough kids would come up to you and be like, "Hey yo, East or West, East or West," and I love West Coast. I was a Snoop fan, a Dre fan. I was into like all those guys, NWA, the whole nine, and I remember not understanding the question and really wanting to say West, but brain farted and said East. And then the guy goes, "All right, cool, you cool." And I go, "Oh, did I just save my own ass there?"
Accidentally.
I accidentally said, because I'm pretty sure if I had said West, that would have been a beatdown. He had
Probably.
he had other people with him. I'm like, damn, this is a hard question. Wait, 5 minutes. Wait. I can hear the music, the Jeopardy music. I'm just like, at the end of this.
You were talking about who's the guy that wears all red and has killed a bunch of people? Sugar Knight or
Suge
Suge
Knight.
Sugar Knight. Oh God.
Yeah, Sugar Knight.
Well, splendid. I'm gonna see myself that one. That was all right. Sugar Knight.
She might be the whitest girl I've ever met.
That's the name of the show now. Sugar Knight.
Sugar Knight. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was pretty bad, but that was the thing, was the East Coast versus West Coast, and I remember I was always all about the West. I was a West, but then I grew up and I was like, nah, East Coast rap is where it's at.
Yep.
Come on, Biggie.
Sure is.
Eat it.
Changes by Tupac.
No, I was never a Tupac fan.
I like Changes. That's the only one I really know, though.
That's a good song.
It says the whitest girl ever.
Yeah.
Sugar Night.
No, all the girls like Tupac because he was attractive and he was singing like, I'm not saying he was a bad rapper. I'm just, my style is a Biggie style. I always pick Biggie because like, I just like that style. And I like the rough, same thing with comedians. There's an East Coast versus West Coast comedians.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
There is, and that roughness on the East Coast. I don't know I think I have some of that, but not all of that. But there is a rough...
That's because you're from here.
Mm-hmm.
If you were from Boston, Jersey, or New York, you would. I wouldn't allow you in my house. It'd be too dangerous.
It would be. I would have shown up drunk.
Yeah, definitely. Drunk, couple cigarettes.
On coke. I would have been like, hey, you guys want a bump? Like,
wow, this got really LA, like fat. That's what I would do.
But yeah, the Boston transplants, that was always the most obvious, at least in the comedy scene out there. I'd be like, oh, this is a Boston.
Boston. You gotta watch yourself, right?
And they all know each other. That's almost like a gang unto itself, which is probably
Well,
appropriating gang culture to say that. But it was like, you're like, oh, those are the Boston comics. They know each other. They're gonna have each other's back and be mean to you and curse at you and probably be on drugs.
So you're Stilo, for all my non-urban friends out there. Stilo, her style, is like definitely West Coast. I feel like you do well in a West Coast crowd. Would you concur?
Well, it was hard to get a crowd on the West Coast.
Do tell.
It's such a competitive, I want to say competitive, but also it's a double-edged sword that Los Angeles, where I was living, it's oversaturated with young talent. There's a lot of people out there pushing their shows, trying to make it, and with different ideas and different styles, and there's so many things going on, and then you also still have things like Paul F. Tompkins, is that his name? Did I say that right? But like people doing their
Is that a comedian?
Yeah, he's amazing. He does this podcast, and I'm terrible with names, and it's so disrespectful. Did I get it right?
Is that Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Paul F.
But
Tompkins.
there's people that are actually professionally, they're on like Mark Maron and things like that are also filming shows in the area.
I know Mark Maron. Mark Maron's not. I mean, he's an LA guy now, but wasn't he from East Coast?
I think he was originally a
Boston guy, I think. Yeah, because
I binge watched his show last night. I couldn't sleep for how.
Did you ever watch his? He has like a podcast or some kind of show where it's like inside the comedian studio.
Well, it's WTF, the podcast, I think. But he has a show now that's Maron on IFC, and then there's another show that's called like Angry something, but I fell asleep finally at like 6 a.m. before I got to the next one. Yeah.
So one thing that I learned watching a lot of Patrice and his ilk was, I know it's so good, was that there's kids, right? There's comedy kids, right? So like Mark Maron, Patrice has kids, basically people that came after him, or after them, that are like their style. Like they get a lot of inspiration. Who would you say you're a child of, a comedy child of?
Ooh.
Who are your comedy parents?
I know, that's so hard because I feel
You're welcome.
It's ever evolving. I know, thank you for this loaded question. I'm going to talk so much, you guys are going to be like, let's never have her back.
I'm smoking shisha, baby, come on.
But can I say there's like been an evolution of it that I think I
would love to hear your evolution. Start from the beginning, please.
Well, when I was young, it had to have been definitely watching SNL and Chris Farley and Adam Sandler just cutting it up together. Okay. And David Spade. Like, not that David Spade is an influence, but not that, like, good for you, David. You've done a lot in your life, but, like, not for me. But, like, the way they would make each other laugh. Like, they were having fun, but they were it was so real. And the Schmidt's gay beer commercial.
No, I see.
And,
I actually,
let me babysit your kid. And, like...
I actually see the David Spade resemblance. Like, your hair looks a lot like his wig.
Thank you. We do go to the same toupee man in
good.
Atwater Village in Los Angeles.
That's what I thought.
And we're the same height and the same weight, actually.
He might actually be a light.
I think he's smaller than me.
Yeah.
I put on a little Virginia weight.
Yeah, you're a little juicier than. I think he has cancer. He might have cancer.
Oh,
God
no.
forbid. God forbid.
No, he doesn't. He's fine.
Knock on plastic. So all right. So Chris Farley, Adam so the SNL crew when SNL was good. Keep going.
It's still good now. Then I kind of bounced all over. Once I started to do stand-up, because I had done improv and sketch in college and high school, and once I graduated college, you can't really get a sketch group in the Virginia area, in the Nova, DC, Maryland area. And a friend of mine suggested, hey, why don't you try stand-up? Because by yourself. You're individual. You know, you don't need to depend on a group to meet up and write stuff. So I tried it once. I was awful. I found my set, someone had recorded it and put it on YouTube, and I was like, can you please take this down? I found it like last year. It was very bad. But that's what led me to...
Nobody's first sets are good.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
But from then on, when I started doing stand-up, I started to get kind of paranoid about... I'm kind of all over. I feel like there's two kind of schools of thought with stand-up, and there are those that want to take on everything, like want to learn, and they are students of stand-up and want to take in everything that's happened in the past. Like they want to watch as many other people's sets as possible. And I am more of the school of thought where I'm just paranoid that by osmosis I might steal a joke or steal someone's tone.
That's terrible.
And I never want to do that.
And if that happed, you're done.
Oh, totally. And
look at Amy Schumer.
Well, when I first started, ironically, you brought her up because when I first started, I was 21, so that's the first time I could get into the bars to do it. And I had a joke that I thought was very funny, and it was probably one of the best ones I wrote at that time because I was, it's the first year of doing it. A lot of stuff's gonna be shit. But it was like, oh, I just found out I'm pregnant, so I'm drinking for 2 right now. Which, yeah. And then this older comic who had been in it for, I think, 10 years came up and was like, you stole an Amy Schumer joke. And that was...
And she stole a joke from... Yeah, that...
Well, no, this was right before... This was the year where she was, teetering on blowing up. So if you were a big comedy... If you were someone who was very, I want to absorb everything comedy and Googling and knowing what was on the scene, you would know Amy Schumer, but not quite yet if you were just... You know what I mean?
You had to kind of already be...
My response, literally, as the arrogant young woman was, what the F is an Amy Schumer?
Oh, no. That, and let me tell you something.
To that old man.
The school of Patrice O'Neill would have just patted you on, said you have graduated, grasshopper. Because that's the exact... Nothing worse than a comedian who shows weakness.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you... It's like a bull. It's like...
You got the mic. Use it.
Yeah, well, and I knew I thought of it on my own. However, the good thing is, I think that guy went about it in the wrong... He was a jerk the way he said it, but it was good he said it, because I went home and Googled it, found the Amy Schumer bit where she did do that, and I was like, well, that happens from, we all live in the same world. It's easy. Let's face it, that pregnancy joke is an easy joke. Drinking for 2 is so easy.
Honestly, now, I come from the music world, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a background, I've played in bands and things like that, right? How many chords are possible? It's a finite number. There's only X amount of chords and notes and stuff, right?
Well, Vanilla Ice and the Queen Under Pressure thing. That was very innocent.
And mine's got an extra note. Mine goes...
No,
mine's got an extra note.
I can't let it go. That wasn't Queen. That was...
It was Queen.
David Bowie.
No,
it was Queen and David Bowie.
It's Under Pressure, dude.
They recorded it in an
Together.
impromptu session, I believe, at a ski place that they were vacationing together. I was a giant Queen fan.
Look at you. Freddie Mercury all the way.
Freddie Mercury and David
Crazy
Bowie.
Queen fan when I was little. I would listen to Under Pressure. It was my favorite song.
I
On the
can't.
swing set at my mom's house for hours.
Dude, that's a good education in music.
Thank you. Well, that's the only one I have, though, because then I kind of fell off.
And then it was straight to what? Backstreet Boys or... No, you're too young for that, aren't you?
I think I went straight from Queen to Bravo Real Housewives.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. You guys are so mad about it.
Yikes.
I love it.
Sorry, guys. She's being obstructed, but that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mean to antagonize any of the listeners. I know you guys are all very smart people.
No. I'm talking about Mr.
The view over here.
Excuse me, Mr. Eric is
Our
blocking
Coles
the
died.
delicious view of...
Oh my gosh, I'm out of the way now. Hold on.
Oh,
No,
no.
I'm just kidding, man. Hookah Coles are way more important than talking to Allison.
I have a question about improv.
Oh yeah.
How big of a fan of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Are
I
you?
loved watching those growing up
Yeah,
at
Colin
my
Mocker.
friend's house.
Ryan Stiles.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Colin Quinn.
Oh yeah.
That's the other one I was going to bring up. Did you guys ever watch Tough Crowd?
Hell yeah.
I love that too. I've revisited that on YouTube a lot recently, and
I heard
it's
that
so influential. Those guys going at each other.
They were talking about that coming back on.
Oh really? I would love that because he is quite the. I know. I mean, he's found great success as it is, but he hasn't had his blow up moment. He's not he hasn't had the Louis or the Amy Schumer
And
thing.
it's a shame because
apparently he's like one of those ones that's respected amongst commons.
Oh, yeah.
Or comics.
He's-
Sorry, I
he's-
didn't mean to cut you off.
he's no, he's royalty.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always, it's funny because he takes it with, grace or whatever, but the fact that he was more famous with Remote Control, the show Remote Control, his lackey boy that maybe could get, an episode here and there was Adam Sandler.
Oh, wow.
Like, okay, so we're talking back in like, what is that, the early 90s? Maybe
87.
late 80s. You've got Colin Quinn on top of his game, about to blow up. Adam Sandler, a little puke.
Dennis Leary.
Trying to make it. Dennis Leary. Next thing you know, now he's doing he's asking Adam Sandler for, well, I'm not going to say he's asking Adam Sandler for anything, but now Adam Sandler's the famous one who's asking him to be on Adam Sandler's production. That's just, there's no God? No, there is a God. You didn't just hear me say that. There's no
We're
comedy.
recording that clip
There's-
and we're playing it back
That's a soundbite.
on repeat.
That's a soundbite.
I'm gonna have that as a soundboard on my phone.
It's as though there is no God. There's no justice. Let me put it that way. There's no
But
justice. in the
even,
world.
I mean, he played Amy Schumer's dad in Trainwreck.
I didn't see that. Was that any good?
It was fine.
Okay. Fair
It was good. Like, it was good enough. You saw a lot of John Cena's butt, more than you needed to.
Oh, well, I'm sold.
Something about it, his body's so muscular that even though you didn't see everything, it felt pornographic. I
Yeah.
think I saw it.
Yeah, it's too much. Too much.
Yeah, I was just like, this is a lot. I get it. Like,
Far
we
too
get
much
it.
jiggle in this scene.
Well, it
Let's
was
move
just,
on.
No, I think it was too tight.
Oh, gosh.
It was just a
tight.
lot, and it was a muscular, like, just a horse of a man. But I respect
Horse of a man's
I respect
ass.
that you can't see me. Yeah, like I respect it, but I was like,
Too
I
many
can see you.
Veins
And you're
everywhere.
naked on
Ugh.
stage.
I want veins on my arms. You know what I'm talking
Ugh,
about?
I hate that. I hate
I
that
want-
so gross.
You want varicose arms?
Can I turn it on? I just want to turn it on and
You can
off.
just flex it and
Ugh.
veins.
Yeah, like no veins, and then I go, and then it's, they just pop out.
Everything
Have a sound
about
effect,
veins
too.
grosses me out. Everything about
A
veins.
little veiny on your arm,
Yeah,
man.
dude, your arms are too veiny. Is that a common female preference? No veins?
I think most females might like the veins. I've never really
Oh, really?
talked about it with friends. I don't know.
It's
That's,
scary for mosquitoes, right?
yeah, you guys,
Yeah.
let's not let this go in vain.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
jeez.
but I think it grosses me out. Because I imagine then like, I'm also one of those people that like if blood is drawn, I will I pass out with needles. So maybe that's just me with the veins. I think most girls might like it.
You have any tattoos?
No, I do not. I can't handle that. Also, it's a permanent decision, and like, well, it would, like if I did get a tattoo, it would be
Unicorn taking a dump?
how you were in
I
my
know.
brain.
I know you.
You left your brain and went to my brain. We're at the same chakra.
That's brilliant.
No, it would be a bluebird, a little tiny bluebird.
Oh,
Probably on my
Oh,
ring
right.
finger because that's attached to your heart, and because my favorite Bukowski poem is.
you
Bluebird.
let me know whenever you want a tattoo. I'm a licensed tattoo artist.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Let's just spell bluebird on my ring.
And then it'll look like your ring finger's a bus. You know, like
I've
the
been,
bluebird bus.
Like I've been in jail, so people won't mess with me.
I can give you prison tattoos. I can do that too.
No, but I don't think I could handle getting. I think the pain of it, but also the choice. It's so permanent.
Have you ever gotten a tattoo before?
No,
And
no.
how do you know how painful it is?
I bet it hurts.
It's pretty painful.
It's not.
So
like
do
getting
you
a
guys both have
sunburn.
tattoos?
Oh, I'm covered. He's got some, right?
Yeah, I
What
got a
Each of
Triforce.
you, your first
I
tattoo.
actually have that on my chest.
Nice.
Well, being the Christian that I am, I got a cross on my arm.
Nice.
That was the very first one.
Didn't mark yourself like the pagans do. That's good
I
to
certainly did. You need to really read your Bible a little closer. It says, "Do not mark yourselves as
That's
the
the best
pagans
one.
do," and then the rest of it. You gotta read the rest.
know. Oh, the rest of it.
And then the rest of it.
And then
Quote.
the
The rest of the
Quote.
story.
Quote unquote. Yeah, they would get like funerary tattoos. Is it working there?
Yep, should be restarted.
Okay, cool. So, anywho, so we were at SNL. Then
we
what?
got we got props on the hookah sesh.
Nice.
Oh no, I was saying SNL. Then after that, shortly, I think I went up to Chicago a couple times and took my friends' passes because they were taking classes at either Second City or Improv Olympic. I was seriously like 18 years old and sneaking into those
Second
clubs.
City is famous.
Yeah, and Improv Olympic is full, and there's one other one too. It had to have been Second City though that I was sneaking into, and watching people that weren't even blown up yet, and I don't know if they ever really got blown up because it was so long ago and I wasn't keeping track of names. And I lied to a few of them and was like, I'm doing it like an information interview or whatever you call that in college. Like I was like, can I interview you to like some of the people that I thought were the funniest, just to like.
That is hilarious.
I can't believe the balls I had as an 18-year-old. Like I don't think I would do that now, and it's like maybe I should start. Like just bullshitting my way through and being like, hey, I'm here for my like college newspaper. Can I interview you?
Dude, and you'll get away with it, and then you'll
just to talk to smart people, like
instant gratification. That's pretty genius.
They
actually.
get press credentials too.
Right?
And should make it legit. Yeah.
But once I did stand up, I did get scared of. I started to cut myself off, and only recently have I been like, whoa, I need to be exploring. Like the Colin Quinn, the Patrice O'Neill, all that stuff. Even Eliza, even Amy. Like, I'm just like, let me be aware of what's going on, because now I feel ready and strong enough.
As far as like what, studying them?
Studying them and just seeing. Another big influence lately has been early Zach Galifianakis.
Oh wow, okay.
Just the weird.
Playing the piano and then going into a joke, then playing the piano.
Mm-hmm. Or I watched today like one of his sets from like 1999.
Oh
and
my.
It's just so funny, and it's like this is so long ago, and it still is hilarious. And how to do just the weird stuff. He wasn't afraid to do what people weren't doing, and that makes me think, hey, maybe right now some of my stuff isn't quite what people are doing around me, but maybe that's.
Could be the next thing.
Maybe follow that. Yeah, I think it's important to. I've also been just deep diving into different, like the Seinfeld documentary Comedian, and then also the Purple Onion one. And it's funny to see because Comedian was 2002. I think the Purple Onion was a little later, like maybe 2008 or 2009, but I don't know for sure. But it's funny to see the contrasting views and stuff, in like expressed in that. Or no, I'm not. Sorry, Comedians of Comedy is what I'm thinking of, not Purple Onion, but that has Zach Galifianakis in it as well. And it's funny to see, because a lot of me is very...
Ooh, Patton Oswalt, too.
Yes, it's really... If you haven't seen it, it's a great watch. If you guys have time, I'll watch it with you after the podcast.
All right. We're going to the theater room after this.
But it's funny.
Done.
There's a knee-jerk reaction to me that's partially, like, just rebellious, and I think from growing up in Northern Virginia, it's very, like, if a successful white man tells me something, I'm like, oh, I'll show you. Don't you tell me. But at the same time, I think it's important to, obviously these men are wildly successful. These are icons, like Seinfeld, Patton Oswalt, Galifianakis. All these people know what they're doing. Maria Bamford's in the Comedians of Comedy tour as well. She's amazing, but it's all of them in that one before they blew up. But I think a lot of us younger artists or comics, really in any art field, we're too quick to just cling to what the icons say as if they're gods. And I think it's important to respect what they say and learn from the paths they've paved, but also keep our original thoughts. Like, keep your original way of thinking. Don't be afraid to go with your gut. And even if it's weird for now, it's supposed to be weird. I'm in my mid-20s. What do I, like...
I think you're right. I think you're right. I'm glad you realize that now and not 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm. Like, I want to challenge it, but not in an aggressive, like, I'll show you, because my gut is, like, my knee-jerk child in me is very, like, I'll show you, like, authority figure. But at the same time, it is important to be like, hey, everything you say is so smart and I appreciate it. But I also have to think in my own way, because if they hadn't thought in their own ways 30 years ago...
They would have never been them.
Where would we be now? What
Right.
would we have?
So where do you, like... Okay, so tell me where... I was going to ask you... this is what I'm going to ask you. Where were you going as far as, like, your subject matter, and now where are you going? So, in that order.
Ooh, see, I've always based it very much in truth.
In
My life and what I've lived. But before, I was almost in an immature and ignorant way thinking, oh, I'm so interesting and so amazing that if I just create this character and I can say anything, people will laugh. And that doesn't work. So I've kind of binded the absurd thoughts that I have and my own experiences with kind of a almost persona that goes hand in hand with it. So I never talked about something I haven't fully experienced, because I think if you come from a place where you haven't done it or lived it, it's just not as funny. You can't relate, and people will smell that on you. Like maybe in the like cutesy big clubs you can like get away with it, but like in a real, if you go to like a bar, like just a gritty bar show, like they will smell the fakeness on you and it's done. Like they will be like, nope. So I've combined it sort of like before I was just like, oh, I'm such a special, like I was 21 starting and be like, oh, I'm hilarious if I say this. And at the time that like Bo Burnham, all that stuff was very in, and he's still good for him and what he did, but it's very like, he was the only one that could do that. Like, I'm so special that I can just be me and talk about me and that's done.
Right.
Although I guess he's observational too, so I'm a jerk.
So where do you usually go as far as truth? Like what truth? Like what some sort of things do you talk about?
Let's see. I talk about a lot of different dating things. Like,
That's a good topic.
yeah, dating's easy. That's such an easy one though. I do recently. I hope this doesn't offend. I don't know if I'm going too far, but we can always cut it. It's a podcast, I guess, right?
It's live.
Oh, okay.
I don't care though. Go for it.
Well, no, the most recent bit that I've found and worked on is a bit on abortions.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been very, audiences either
Shocked.
love that or hate that. Well, either way, yeah, they're not cool with it. I also have a Jesus was gay joke that has really been developing into almost like a 5-minute set on.
He did have 12 guys for friends.
That's what it's part of it. He had 12 guys for friends.
Yeah.
The fish and wine on the mountaintop, that was a scenic brunch. He the foot fetish, he worked with wood all the time. The walking on water, that like paved the way for the ice capades.
Oh my gosh.
Mary Magdalene was a total whore. And gay guys love whores, and I can say that because I am a whore. No, but it goes beyond that. But all those ones are very, because I mean the Jesus one just comes from sitting in church forever when you're little. You know, like just like, oh, I'm stuck here forever.
Would you grow up as?
So actually, we went to a very
Much better.
what do you call it? Like when it's, I can't think of the right word. I feel silly. I'm having a brain fart.
A cult?
No, the kind of church where it's like, oh, we're different and we play more like rock music.
Non-denominational?
Yeah,
I
non-denominational.
think, yes, one of those ones.
Yeah.
So it was neat to like grow up there, and there was a lot of interesting people that I think when you're little, you're like, something's different about this person, but I don't know what it is yet. Like,
They're
kind of
special.
looking back, I get it. Like, I get
Mom
all
said
of it.
not to be alone with him.
Wait, what do we say? I want to know what we're talking about here.
No, it was never like Mom said not to be alone, but I think there was a lot of. I think the
What?
church that I grew up in, there was a lot of gay couples and a lot of that where it's like, oh, we're an all
Oh,
welcoming
it's very
church, and
lovely,
like the
yeah.
reverend I think had like a calf tattoo of a rainbow, like and I never fully.
You
got
okay? She went to a
what was
Unitarian
going on.
church. That's
Yeah,
a
that's an
Unitarian
awesome
church.
Yeah, it was great, but so it gave me a great.
You got confused.
Actually, I did. Acting wise, I did have one part growing up, and it was I played Mary in the Christmas play.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
And Joseph forgot his lines, and I nudged him with the baby Jesus doll, so I did not get to play Mary next year. So I was like, get your
Because
lines,
you were trying
Joseph.
to help him.
A baby is not a
Well,
weapon.
just like get it together, get it.
Yeah.
Which I would like to think that's how I'd act as a real mom. I would nudge the
With the head of the
the
baby.
baby.
Yeah.
Just, like, hit him with the
Here,
baby.
kick your father. Here, go ahead. In the face.
And then I would write a set about it because it comes from my truth. This is my truth.
Just have him walking on Dad's face while he's sleeping.
Dad's-
Wake up, Daddy.
That was messing up
Say,
again.
Daddy's stupid.
Who's the stupid dad? There you go.
Yeah, I'm taking pictures. Sorry, guys. I told you I was gonna. Oh, do that
I
again.
think you have to.
I gotta do it. Do that again, Eric.
What?
Blow out that smooka. Blow out that smooka.
It is important. I was talking to a
Oh,
friend
yeah.
that really blew up on Twitter when I was over in LA. Over here, he blew up on Twitter, and I was like, "How'd you do that? Like, did you buy your followers for real?"
India.
He's
They're from
in the,
India.
like,
Yeah.
He's in like the tens of thousands of followers. I was like, "How did this
What?
happen?" And he was like, "You just have to be consistently
Thou shalt post.
producing
Yeah.
content." And he was like, "Make sure it's still good, but just keep doing it because the more you do it, people just look for someone to."
For new stuff, and that they
Yes.
can keep. Yeah, content is king. That's
Yes.
all it's all about.
And even though I got that sage advice, I'm still bad on follow. I still need to be better.
That's
we can all
because
be
you need.
better about it.
That's because you need a publicist or something.
And someone, I think you just need someone in your corner being like, no, this is good. Because sometimes you're like, should I put this content up?
Oh,
Because
this
on the
sucks.
internet, it's there forever.
Yeah.
Your
What
worst
can you do?
critic.
We call that analysis by paralysis by analysis.
Ooh, did you guys come up with that?
No.
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
but you can have it.
Some stuffy professor did probably.
Yeah, some stuff you prefer, but I mean it's true. It's like you sit there and you overthink,
Mm-hmm.
and coming from like an art background as well. You do a like okay terrible example for any one of my people that have gotten tattooed by me, but I have to like force myself to stop tattooing them because as an artist you look at it and you go, it's not done, it's not perfect yet, it's not perfect, and it's like you're always looking for perfection, and sometimes it's good, it's perfect,
Mm-hmm.
but because you have that like sort of neuroticism as an artist, you keep going, and that's okay when you're working on a canvas or paper or something. You're working on a human body, it's like
This guy's been bleeding for 4 hours. I gotta stop.
Out. Yeah.
Here, eat these crackers. We need more time.
I've been tattooing since 2011, so
Oh, wow.
I learned that lesson pretty early. Thank goodness.
Give him orange juice, man.
Yeah,
Keep going.
here, drink this. Drink this. I gotta keep going. So when you do your gigs, right? What is like the thing that nowadays? Like, what's the thing that's going on in the back of your mind before you go up?
I still get so excited that just there are people there, and I don't know, it sounds so dumb. I just get so excited that there's an audience that's gonna like listen, and I want to make them laugh. That's just, it sounds so base and silly, but a human, like, just something about it gets me. Like, even last night, I was just looking around before going up at that show, and I was just like, yes, I want to make this person laugh and this person laugh. Or even another weird thing that I've been playing with lately, and this is, I don't know if it's bad or good, but it's doing making you laugh and then bringing you down where it's something kind of offensive, like a buzzword that they won't like, where it's like, oh, not laughing anymore, made it bad, and then bringing them back up, like seeing how many times I can go up and down and play.
That's the mark of I think a true comedian is one that, because like that, I think that was the problem with the 80s is it was all about, entertaining your crowd, and then I think somewhere in the 90s, 2000s, then it became like, no, it's not about the crowd. I mean, it is about the crowd, but not really. It's about your expression. It's like an art form.
Oh yeah.
And so you look at comedians after that sort of silly time, and then they start like really. And now we have guys like Louis C.K. or
Mark Maron or
who's the redhead in Boston besides Louis C.K. Has his own podcast.
Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr. Bill Burr. Oh, you don't like Bill Burr?
No, I like him. When I was the short time I was in Los Angeles, there was a period of like a month or two where I was waitressing also because you can't. I had to supplement my income because it's hard to make a living. But I would get like one night off a week, and just coincidentally, just any open mic I was going to on that one night off for like quite a few weeks in a row, Bill Burr. They'd be like, "Oh, hey, sorry, Bill Burr just dropped in, so." We have to like.
You're bumped.
Yes, and I was
sorry.
like, so by week 3, I was like, fucking fuck Bill Burr. Or sorry, you said don't curse me. I started to
Oh,
lose
that's
it.
perfect.
I started to lose it.
You heard it here,
Literally.
Bill.
No, but nothing against it. Like, don't know him personally, don't care. I would just leave and try to go to the next mic. But I was like, I'm a waitress. You're already famous. You can go anywhere in the world and get on. Like, why here? And coincidentally, it was only like, I think somewhere between 3 and 5 times. We'll call it 4 on it. But I like. Wound up being like, cause and you know how, like, not to be like, oh, you know how women are, like, girls are gonna hate me, like, women are, but it's like, I just have that grudge in the back of my brain, like, you
can't let it go.
Yeah, and no matter how, cause I think he's smart, I think he does, like, he's one of those also icons.
Did you stick around for his shows?
No, I would always go, and a lot of the other comics would be like, you're being rude and blah blah blah, and I was like, no, I'm trying to go to another mic to get some of my own time. Like, I don't have time to sit around and watch Bill Burr. I can just do that on YouTube when I get home. Like,
I'll catch a special.
Yeah, and he's just working on stuff, but it's like, yeah, I'll catch it. Like, I'll listen to his podcast. I'll catch his thing. Like, he's around. I can watch him whenever. Like, I need to do. I was like, this is my only night off a week, and my like.
Listen, when you become.
I have to do this.
Allison, when you become a headliner.
Oh, I'll slap him.
When you become, no, I was gonna say when you become a headliner. And people and open micers are getting kicked off because you happen to be in town.
I won't do that.
Yeah, you will. Shut up. Yeah, you will.
It'll get its own name. It'll be like, my night is totally rocked up now.
It's rocked up. She rocked my night up.
She rocked it up.
No, because I mean, like, that's probably not even his fault. He probably was asked to be there.
Probably, now that you say it, they were probably
like, oh, Bill's here. Oh, who's on at that time?
Who's the newest person we can bump?
Oh, get her out of here.
Who was at open mics though? Which half of that is.
What is he doing an open mic for?
That's what because he wants to test stuff out.
Because he tests his new jokes out,
but
right?
Part of that is neat that it's like, oh, you can see someone so well off at an open mic, but it's also like, but.
They're trying their new
stuff. And how do you follow Bill Burr?
Well, also I would almost want from an open mic, and I'm forgetting that we're on camera too. Adjusting, I'm like adjusting my romper.
Don't worry, we'll be wearing those soon.
Yeah, you guys will be.
No,
but,
nope.
But they would also be like,
right.
They would bump a bunch of people because they'd be like, oh, Bill Burr's here. He gets 20 minutes to play around, whereas everyone else would get 3 minutes. And it's like, well.
3 minutes?
Yeah, over there it's like 3 minutes.
How many jokes is that?
It depends on if you have one-liners or stories, because some of mine are, I don't know if you've noticed, but I kind of go off on tangents. So mine usually are of the story variety. I've been working on a lot of one-liners lately, but it would be rough to try to fit in a new thought or idea into a 3-minute.
Like you get right to the punchline and they're cueing the music. All right, and that was Allison. It's like, wait a minute.
Thanks, Allison. See you next. Whatever.
Wow, she sucked. All right.
Next.
Bill Burr.
They just start calling Bill Burr like, get this Allison girl out. We've noticed she leaves when you come, so just get her out. Like, just. He starts showing to my work.
Like he's following you. Like, what the?
I just always leave at a grocery store, like, Allison's here. Please come.
Bill Burr's doing a set in the middle of Vaughn's
I would
grocery
throw my
store.
cart over and leave.
People don't know what Vaughn's is, by the way, on this side. That's a grocery store. Big one, right? Do they sell Vaughn's?
Isn't it? Is it Vaughn's or Ralph's? Oh, Vaughn's is the Safeway over there, and then Ralph's as well. Yeah.
Right.
Vaughn's. I was best friends with one of the cashiers, Larry, who's like 70. A bunch of dogs, and we talk all the time.
So did you get a bad drug habit when you were out there?
No, luckily not.
That's crazy. How did you avoid that?
I made it a pact to just nothing in the nose, nothing in the veins.
It's a good pact.
And also, I'm just really not good at handling because weed is legal over there, so I could have, but I just am not good at handling it. It's not my favorite, so I just never got super deep into it. Like, sometimes sleep, but nothing.
That saved your life. Weed
was not bad. Like, it's not bad if I did get into that.
No. I honestly, I don't think it's. Gosh, it's. Half of me wants to do the weed.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done it, but half of me wants to do it.
You should do the weed.
I should do the weed.
It's very paranoia-inducing, or for me at least.
I wouldn't know. I've never done it, but I like one of the types of music that I love and have always loved and I've always played is reggae.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to do songs that are complete, like Legalize It is one of my favorite songs, and I'm just like, legalize it, and then I'm like, I've never done it, and I feel like a pretender. I'm like a faker.
A little bit.
I'm a big faker, aren't I?
There was one time about weed. It kind of makes you stupid though, because one time I was on a road trip with my ex's family, and this was, don't ask me why we were always like, we should do this, but it was like a 6 or 7 hour road trip where we were stuck in the back of the van with the whole family, and he was like, here, let's do edibles.
Oh,
I was
no.
Like, and I could not
That's gonna hit
handle
hard.
them. But they hit so hard. And I remember just listening to Lowrider. They're like, dun, 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 dun. But on my headphones, like sort of laying back. Yes.
All my friends.
Area. But I suddenly was like, I get it. Like, I listened
Yeah, this
to it on
is
repeat
great.
for an hour. I was like, yes.
You get it now.
I get it.
Now you understand.
But not on that. I'm like, it's just Lowrider. It's not. But so it's like, would it change? Maybe you're better off as a musician not indulging, because does it make, to the regular crowd, it's like, what is Lowrider? Like,
That's true.
I mean, Lowrider's great, but I was like in the zone where I was like, yes, this is life now.
Alright,
Like, I just for an hour repeated Lowrider.
So what?
If you're making music stone, it's probably like, this sounds great, and then you play it back later.
So that's
It's terrible.
That's how I feel
Absolutely
about
terrible.
alcohol. Because I've written songs on alcohol and then played them sober, and it was like, wow.
That was
Or even worse, recorded it
Oh,
That's my experience with
and then listened back to it and like, wow, that's not on any key. I found a new key.
You're all over the place on
That's
that one.
all over the place. But you know,
I do write better drunk though. Way better drunk.
Write drunk and
Edit
Edit
sober.
sober. That's a
Yeah.
Hemingway quote.
yeah, that's right. But yeah, so the Beatles would be like, every musician that does drugs to become creative would go, yeah, but what about the Beatles' White Album?
But you guys, what about Brian Wilson as a whole? Like, he crashed and burned on that, right? He just did too much.
It's like you get too
LSD.
it's like Icarus, man. You get too close to that sun, and then you're done for. It's like you gotta somehow. You have to be in control while not being in control. It's like such a Whitney Houston. I'm just gonna stop there. Whitney Houston.
The Diane Sawyer interview.
Oh.
Show me the receipts, Diane.
Yeah.
Show me the receipts.
That's a whole new level of crazy.
What a downer, man. What a downer. If you actually like watched her career. Yeah. It was like she was the greatest singer. I mean, she was the
charisma
and everything. And then like whatever 15 years later, it's like, whoa, who's that crack whore?
Do you guys think it was Bobby, or do you think she would have found that route herself, or do you think it was Bobby Brown?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
No one can know except for Bobby at this point. Bobby and the good Lord.
That's true.
And maybe some other people.
Can you believe that happened the night before the Grammys, though? She
Oh,
OD'd
man.
in the bathtub. I asked one of my friends, because out there,
That might have been why.
all of my friends were older, and not all of them, but most of them were, but one was like, I remember working in Beverly Hills that night, and like, everyone heard, and it was crazy, and it was pandemonium, and I was also like, but what about the OJ thing? And they were like, none of them could answer to that, and I was like, can we talk about the OJ thing? Like, I was like, I want to talk about OJ.
Like, you want to know about OJ?
Well, I wanted to know, being in LA during that chase, can you imagine?
No, I
That would have
couldn't.
been nuts.
I was in 7th or 8th grade when that happened.
That was a long chase, too.
I was.
Yeah.
That's the
Do you know
juice.
it's the top sales of, I believe, Domino's pizza ever. Because people didn't want to leave their TVs.
No,
Like,
I gotta watch this. I gotta see when OJ gets
Whoa,
pulled
whoa, whoa,
over and
whoa.
shot. I gotta see it live.
Because I used to host trivia. One of the questions was like, what was the sporting event with the top grossing sales
The
for
sporting,
Domino's Pizza?
the sporting event.
And I feel like that led people astray. So like Super Bowl this or what WrestleMania that, but it was
That
the
is-
OJ chase.
That is such a trick question. That's
It's
tricky.
so tricky.
That's tricky.
Was it a sporting event? Was it, guys?
Was it really? Was he?
What is this? Are we the white people from Get Out? It's a sporting event? It's
I gotta
sporting?
see that movie.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
goodness, you haven't seen it still?
I don't.
No.
I gotta. Okay, wait.
Let me get you a glass of milk.
We've got
Oh, a tea.
Yeah, let me get you some tea.
No, I know everything about it because I've been listening to like black empowerment. I listen to a lot of black empowerment stuff, mostly for fun because it's
Empowering, probably. I was
No.
Oh,
it's not empowering. I watch it for the same reasons that sometimes I'll watch Fox News and then flip over to CNN
The rage inducing.
for the drama that is set forth, right? So like when Get Out came out, all the I shouldn't even be telling this. I'm gonna lose my black man card, but all the like black supremacists were like, this movie is genius, and they were like breaking down each like, this equals this, like this is an allegory for this is an allegory. So let me ask you, white woman, why did you enjoy Get Out?
It was intense.
The enslavement of black people.
No, well, I'm terrible with movies because I read about it online before going to see it, but also I did a deep dive into Reddit to be like, what is the symbolism of this? What is the symbolism of that? So I know what you're talking about with the this symbolizes this symbolizes that. Look out for this. So the whole time I was watching it, I was very just looking at it through that, but also I can't handle any sort of, I know it's not scary, but it's one of those like psychological thrillers that, and for, I wish it would be spoilers, all the parts that scared me, but for months I was just traumatized. Like, I had trouble sleeping.
Months? Didn't it just come out?
Well, maybe weeks, but it felt like months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's been.
I'm
wait
living
a
out
second.
loud. Let me live my
You
dreams.
guys-
But it's so well done. I can't believe the symbolism on symbolism on symbolism is insane, and it's so well done that it was like, I have to see this. And reading about it, I was like, I need to just see this for the symbolism.
Who would have expected that from the Key and Peele guy?
Those guys are really smart, man.
And it's like
They
the top, like he made so much
Oh,
money
yeah.
out of it, and
He's got a whole series of horror movies planned, in the same kind of psychological vein. Do you know there's an alternate ending?
He's gonna.
yes, I know what it is too.
Oh
Do you
my
know
gosh,
Have you
no, I
seen it?
haven't seen it yet.
He's gonna get killed.
My brother saw it. I made him tell me because I couldn't handle it anymore.
Tell me!
The Key.
I need to know.
No spoilers.
Ah.
But the Key and Peele guys, or maybe just the guy, he's gonna get killed, man.
You think so?
I'm already
You
calling
think
it.
Patrice style or a Hunter S. Thompson style? Have you
Yeah.
read those theories?
Yeah, he's done for, man. Because you can't be riling up black people like that, because I literally maybe because I'm just too deep into the empowerment stuff, but it's like a wave is a coming. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna let that happen. I'd love to see it because I'd be on the right side of the war, but
I'm glad you're planning out your race war tactics.
I should stop
That's
talking right now
fantastic.
because
Yeah,
I'm going to lose my black man card. All right, let's get off this
Well,
topic.
one small thing though. The night that I saw it with a friend, and they got off work late, so we went to like the 10 o'clock, 10:30 showing. and we got out at like midnight. But it was in it was in Maryland somewhere, and it was like one of those parking things where the gate goes down.
Oh crap!
And the gate got stuck down,
Yep.
and it was us and 2 other cars, and we had just seen that movie, and we were like, everyone's freak out, and we just drove over the grass.
Look around! Is somebody out there?
Oh my gosh!
No, because can you imagine after a psychological thriller being like, we're all stuck, and there's just 3 cars out here at like 1 a.m. in effing Maryland.
Yeah.
No offense to any Maryland listeners, but ugh,
No, it's okay.
I think that's a real armpit of America.
No, we know
Maryland is worse than Florida.
We know you're racist. It's cool.
No, it's not a race thing. I just don't like Maryland.
Can I just call you racist? Are we okay with that?
Maryland's mostly white. It's like trashy white perms. I
PG?
think.
You weren't in PG.
No, I was in
In
Rockville.
Baltimore.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You were in. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
I only go to Baltimore for shows, and I enjoy Baltimore. I
Baltimore's
love
awesome, man.
Good seafood and great crowds.
I'm so mad about this. Is coming from like the. I own a production studio, and I'm so mad. I'm jealous of Baltimore, and I want Baltimore to happen closer to Northern Virginia. So it's so upsetting how awesome, like as an art place, as a just getting to do stuff and see shows or movie productions happening.
Yeah, but it's its own little community. Even in stand-up, I'm not a part of that community, so I can't speak to it. But when the Baltimore comics come out to things, you're like, oh, those are the Baltimore comics. They're here.
Let me ask you something. Actually, you just brought up something. So talking about these like gangs and communities, right? So you're familiar. All right, I'm gonna drop this on the show right now. Actually, I dropped this on episode 2, but now we actually have a comedian here.
You go back to it.
So we can go back to it, and now it's real official. All right, check it out. Who's the roast guy?
Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross. No one's gonna believe me. Everybody's gonna say I'm a liar, but I'm not. Okay, I'm too insignificant to be lying right now.
Mm-hmm.
I came up with that idea of having a roast competition show, and I've got witnesses. I thought of that idea like 4 years ago, and I was trying to make it happen. Listen, hear me out, Allison. I was trying to make it happen here in the DC area.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, look, we'll bring in comics from, I don't care, wherever, but we got to get it started. And what we have is the community here. I know for a fact we can get, so I started talking to different comedians in this area. These punk, I want to curse so bad, but I'm not gonna. These biatches, that's as far as I'll go, that told me that you cannot do, this is what they told me in this area. I lost complete respect for comedians in this area.
Especially East Coast, come on. Like we can't.
They said, though, there's no way. No, we can't be a part of a show like that. I was like, why?
Wait, I got a question. You said you came up with this 4 years ago?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the roast thing has been around forever, and I think
No.
not to burst your bubble, but I think Jeff Ross took over for someone that died. I think.
I don't care.
Someone else was doing it.
I don't
first,
care.
But the roast thing has been around.
No. I didn't come up with roasting or a roast show.
Oh, but the roast battle and
Roast
people in this area.
battle.
Oh, but people in this area wouldn't take it on as your idea. But as soon as Jeff Ross, like as soon as it got big
No,
over there,
no.
they're doing it now.
No. Here's my problem, Allison.
Mm-hmm.
The comedians in this area told me that it was undoable because no comedians in this area would make fun of each other.
Oh, well, that's why there are comedians in this area.
Ah.
And that's why I can't.
Oh, that's a
that's
good
why I
burn.
have trouble booking shows.
Burn.
That's why I don't have a lot of friends here.
Good.
But that is the comedians in this area. I like.
They're complete pussies.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but
Well, you know what they are? They're hobby comics. I hate to say it, but it's the kind of like, hey, I'm the
It's
funny
too
guy at the
fun.
office. I'm the funny guy at the office, and I want to go out and have my office friends watch me do 5 to 10 minutes, or I can do a lot. There's quite a few very talented ones, so I shouldn't
yes,
encompass it in
there's,
everything.
there's always going to be a few gems, but for the most part, the comedians I talk to were like, no, because we don't want to like have any bad blood. Like bad blood, you're going on a competition, okay? Have you ever seen?
It's also not bad blood. Like that's.
It's not.
I feel like that's what like Tough Crowd taught me that it's a bunch of these comics in the 90s who are all still, I think, working now. The ones that were guests on his show, but just insulting each other, just fucking. Just going at each other.
You realize the idea, where I got that idea from, like the inspiration of it.
Tough Crowd was that?
No,
Yep.
Patrice on the Opie and Anthony show, and every time you'd have comedians on, they would roast each other.
They would, and that's part of the nature, I think, and it's not a personal thing.
It was
It's
beautiful.
Not that.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was, and you know what I mean. Like, there's a comedian on there. What's his name? I'm bad with names too.
Dennis Leary? Or
No, the one with the, not a lisp, but he's got like a speech impediment. He's a Jew from New York.
I am the worst with names.
I am too. But anyway, I can hear his voice now. But he was like he was a genius on stage, but in the radio station, he was just like a dummy. Especially when you put him, Patrice, Jim Norton, Colin Quinn. You had a bunch of like East Coast monsters. Like they would eat your. Don't slip around these guys. Don't slip for a second. I mean, look at okay, Bill Burr can't stop. I'm sorry, I mentioned his name again.
How dare you?
Bill
You
Burr.
see a little twinge in her over. Like you see the blood vessel.
More wine.
You made a blood vessel rise on
She's
her.
got veins in her head now. She loves veins.
More wine. More wine.
But Bill Burr. Anytime you ask him, like, who do you think is the best comedian, he always mentions Patrice.
Patrice is amazing.
You ask. There was a love-hate. Well, there's a love, but like, it was like a fatherly thing that Colin Quinn had with Patrice. You had.
Oh yeah, they talked it out one time on the air.
Yeah.
About like
They had a big
thing.
fight.
Yeah, like it was a thing.
Patrice's mom came into it. Apparently, he was trying to, because he was like Colin Quinn was trying to be like a mentor to Patrice, but Patrice was so volatile. Like he would take it, but then he'd be like exactly what you said to that older comedian guy when you said, what did you say to the guy again?
Oh, well, he said it's an Amy Schumer joke, and I said, what the F is an Amy Schumer?
Right, exactly.
Who, like
I don't care.
What is that?
That's my joke right now. Yeah, like he had that sort of.
And to me, I had written that myself. Like I didn't know yet, but then I googled it and I was like, thank God he told me. But I don't think we speak anymore.
I don't care.
Yeah.
About that. What I care about.
Thank you.
Nice.
Typical man. I love it.
Allison, what I care
I don't care about your struggles.
No, I don't care about your apology. I care about the fact that you said that, and I'm proud of you for saying that. Good. You didn't steal a joke. F that guy. That's how I feel about it. Like, and this whole idea that you have about just like being you and doing your art. That's comedy. Art.
Yeah.
You got to be creative. Do your thing. Don't worry about. Look, if you get caught and somebody goes, "Oh, you stole that joke," cool, fine, bow out, whatever.
Well, Google it. Stop the joke. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's right. Like I was like, I hate that guy and how he said it, but he was totally right, and I'm glad he told me. Because otherwise, I look like an idiot.
You're such a diplomat. But yeah, okay. So, but
It's very, very.
level-headed. But that
I had years to think about it.
But that heart that you have behind it, that spirit, keep that spirit. That's what's going to make you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's going to make you successful, I think.
I hope I can keep it. Because it is hard out there. It's hard. Because there's a lot of other... I'm very... sounds like very like, oh, feel bad for me. But no one feel bad for me. I've chosen this path. But a lot of people there's a lot of cliques and a lot of people that are friends and close and stuff within the field. And it's difficult, but I'm also like, I don't think Carlin had a lot of... I don't think Carlin was out at mics being like, hey, let's gossip in the corner.
No.
I think it was just like, go up, do your... let's write stuff. Let's do stuff. Let's really be... Or if you wanted to talk, I would love to talk about your philosophies on comedy or your jokes. Or what do you think about this tag? Or what do you think about that? And please don't steal it when we're writing about this or when we're talking about it. But
So let me ask you this. I've got 2 questions for you. Eric, I'm going to ask 2 questions. I want you to remember the second one, okay?
Okay.
I'll start with the second one, and then I'll ask the first one. The second question is, did I already forget? Hold on. The first question, see, I'm doing mental jiu-jitsu, and that's a mistake, because I'm a white belt. The first question is your top 5 comedians. I know that's a terrible question for most comedians, but I'm making you do it, because you're on my show. And the second question is, I'll remember it later. Okay. First question.
top 5, that's so hard. Especially as someone who literally, for the past 5 years, I have kept my head in the dirt on a lot of comedy because I don't want to ever take from... I never wanted to accidentally get someone's voice through osmosis. You know what I mean? Like if you watch too much of a certain show...
So you're telling me you're not a student of comedy?
I'm becoming one now, and I was one of the improv world, but not so much of the stand-up world, because I noticed, and I think that Amy Schumer thing actually scared me initially when that person
See, I'm telling you, that
I was like,
F'd you...
ooh, if I had never...
That F'd you up.
Maybe a little bit, but hey, it only F'd me up for 4.5 years,
Oh,
and now we're here.
Yeah.
Well, I still have the rest of my life,
What
which...
are you, 26, 27?
6? Yeah, 26. I
You're-
hate that I had to think
Wait,
about that.
how old
It's
am
so
I?
gross.
Let me think of my birthday. Wait, how many years ago was that? Let me do the math.
Allison,
Carry the
What a
one.
mess.
you're an absolute baby.
No, I know. So I'll plenty. That's what I'm saying. It only
Plenty
had me
of
up till I
time.
was 26, so I can still
Which is
be
why-
a student now of it.
Which is why I reiterate, I'm so happy that you are have this attitude now and not 10 years from now. Because usually comedians really don't hit. A lot of them don't hit. Like real ones don't
But
hit
not
until
till you're
30s.
older.
Yeah.
No, and I'm fine to wait that out. I think any art is the long game, not the short game. Truly,
Right on.
like it's the long game.
So this is like
it-
this is your thing. You're not a part-time comedy or a hobby comedian.
I mean, I've certainly given up a lot to do comedy. I've given up the idea of a normal life. I've given up, at this point, not completely, I know I'm 26, but pretty much everyone that I went to high school with and graduated with is married with a house and a kid at this point in Northern Virginia. And then, and I've given up, I know that I went to college, I have a degree, but I chose to be a waitress because it's flexible instead of a, quote, real job because it's not.
It's
And
cash
then-
business.
I
but
salute you.
It messes up the, you know what I mean? Like, you can't go into an interview and be like, well, I've been a waitress for the past...
No, screw
yes,
that.
I graduated then, but I've been a waitress, so hire
Screw
me.
that.
They'll be like, no. So it's like a lot of things that are sacrificed already where I'm like, I'm already in pretty deep. I might as well, I want
I-
to keep going, and I know that I love that, and
I salute you.
to be cliche, one life. But I could say for comics, top 5, or 5, I know that I'm highly inspired. The people that I watch when I want to laugh or when I want to feel just inspired is definitely, as we mentioned, Patrice O'Neill. But that's, more.
You don't even have to do it in order. Just
Oh, yeah.
Just give me 5.
I'm just giving you 5. Patrice O'Neill, Zach Galifianakis, amazing. You guys are gonna hate this, but Dane Cook.
No,
He was
I
on fire.
don't hate that.
I could not listen to that without laughing. Like in college, I would walk around with earphones in of his specials, and just like
He came up with Patrice, by the way.
lose it. Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he came up with Patrice.
It's insane.
Yeah, they're both Boston comedians, and they I think Patrice started maybe a little bit before him. I think,
Mm-hmm.
but they came up together. Believe it or not.
Oh,
But Dane Cook had his own style. He went with it, and it was a college crowd style. I mean, he was
And he
He
killed
was
it.
killing it.
He's totally killing it.
Yeah.
and then all these other comedians that were like having a hard time about it. I think they were super jealous,
A little salty.
a little salty.
Probably.
Yeah.
You can't disrespect the hustle though. Like I would do it too. You got all those movies and those things.
Oh, what are you gonna be like? No,
Yeah, I'm gonna turn down the $10 million
Yeah.
deal with
You're
this.
not Dave Chappelle, buddy.
I was about to say that. I was gonna say
Ooh.
my name is not Dave Chappelle. Hey, Dave Chappelle.
Love Dave Chappelle, but you know what that brought me to? Chris Rock.
All right,
Okay.
number
Who
4.
always inspired me when I was younger because the funny thing about him, I think, and this actually is something that you could say I sort of get from this, he has that wonderful, that face and that smile and that little twinkle in his eye that's very, he can say the dirtiest stuff in front of people's moms.
I'm not
So-
saying he should have killed the bitch,
Yeah,
but I sure as hell shake the hell out of him.
but I would watch that with people's moms, like the same moms that would be like, your skirt's too short, like in high school or something. And
They're
I'm
laughing their butts
and they
off.
would laugh at, he would say the dirtiest things, and I was like, this guy, just by smiling and like cuting, like being
Magical.
like, and just the charisma and the presence could get away with anything.
I'm
So
jealous of that.
Now
I'm
that
jealous.
you say that, huge influence on me, because if you do ever watch my act, I say a lot of terrible things, but I'm like,
But you're cute about it, yeah.
Like not like, but not like, oh, I'm a girl, hot, cute, but very like, moving on to the next carrot, like
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
with you, like
Almost like
shoot, we're good.
almost like I'm innocent. You can't be mad at me
I
about
said
that.
something bad. Whoops. Huh, sorry. And
sorry.
then like on to the next. Just kidding. That bad thing again. Like it's that, and then so we have one more.
Number 5. Number
What
5.
should the one more be? You know what, you guys? Now I have to say it. I think Amy Schumer. And can I tell you why?
All right, I'm turning the show off.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to Righteous Anger.
Thanks for
Podcast.
watching the Righteous Anger podcast, but she just said Amy Schumer, so I'm gonna. All right, let me hear you out. Let me hear you out.
Let's hear this.
Who was she at the roast of? I think it was the roast
What
of
is it?
Steve-O.
Blonde girl power, I think, going on here.
I think the roast of Steve-O, that she first that was her big thing where she like kind of broke through. Like I know she was on Last Comic Standing and did all that. And she had this joke that was horrific. It was like, it was I think to either Steve-O or to, their friend had just died. That guy, Ryan something.
Ryan Dunn? No.
Yes, Ryan Dunn.
Okay.
And I remember when I first heard it, I was like, that's horrible to say that joke, like how, like she's awful. But when I look at it now,
No, you didn't. You said that? You thought that?
Yeah, it's 'cause how long ago was that?
You have a conscience. Okay.
So long ago.
Okay, you have a conscience.
Yeah, which is holding me back. I think I'd be much more successful if I didn't.
It really is.
I really would be much more successful.
That's what the drugs are for. Just FYI. That's what they're for.
I should start doing.
Do a little bit of drugs. There goes your conscience.
And that's it. Like 30 years from now, we'll play this at my funeral.
We'll have her back on in 10 years and be like, what happened to her?
Super drugged out.
Ew.
Well, Allison, you might want to clean your nose a little bit.
But she like said something. I was like, oh wow, Ryan Dunn. Like I'll say what everyone's thinking. Like it should have been you or something like that. And there was kind of a hush for a second, and she just leans in and goes, "Thank you." And I like, to me, that's influential with just being like, don't be afraid of don't be afraid of just putting it out there. Because now, like when I first saw it, I was like, who is this woman? How dare she? But like now, looking back, quite a few years later, almost maybe 10 or I don't know how long, but
6 years.
6 years later. But I was like, her delivery was amazing, and being a young comic that's like, this is my chance to just make a splash and go in there in a roast battle. It was a roast situation where it's like, you have to be just gritty and raw and don't be afraid. Like, she just went in and was like, I'm gonna say something horrific, and then like gets a hush and goes, thank you, and then gets a huge laugh break.
So
just stand by your stuff.
And if she didn't have the delivery for that and the timing, that would have fell on its face.
Oh, if she would have backed down, I'm sure it would have been like, oh, disgraced comedian.
We're gonna need an apology for that.
Yeah, she probably would have written like a 2-page.
Oh, like what's her name? Kathy Griffin.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that was a misstep though.
Whoa.
What was she thinking?
Nobody got that joke.
No one did. And who was letting her do that? Who was the wardrobe, the makeup, the hairstyle? Like everyone was like, "No, let's just."
The
do this.
videographer. The videographer should have been like, "Dude, I'm not gonna be a part." And mind you, she's joking about Trump. That should be like the easiest thing to do in the world.
Easy. You can't even make a
It's because she actually believed. See, that's the thing. I feel like what makes comedy work is, hey, this is all effed up, right? And it was too much. There was too much ferocity. I think that was an honest anger.
Well, and what was the punchline too?
No
like,
punchline, exactly.
It was just like, this is our president's dead head, which I don't think you can do. You can't do that. And there's also just not a punchline, and even if it's someone you hate, it's like that's
not far enough.
All right, Allison.
Use it like as a soccer ball. That would have made it funnier.
Save that joke. Save that joke right now.
Save what joke?
It's terrible putting comedians on
the spot.
On the spot.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm doing it. Go ahead, save her joke. Is it possible?
no. How could you do it?
I don't know.
I wouldn't attack Trump. I think that's too. Well, one, nowadays it's easy, but it's also you can't. Well, one, you can get arrested, but two, I just like it's also not in my wheelhouse. I'm not a political. I'm not a Samantha Bee, Jon Stewart type. I don't follow that, so I can't make those jokes. But also just you can't. That was just holding up a dead person's head or an implied dead person's head.
There's got to be a way to save it.
Apparently,
she fell
it
in love
really
with
spoofed Barron, his son.
Oh, I bet.
I'm glad the private school education that we're all paying for is really paying off. That he thought that was actually a stab.
Yeah.
Idiot.
I was gonna say that. You know, I'm not
teaching those kids.
I'm not a professional comedian. Obviously, I've never done a set. I've never done a gig. I've only told jokes. So there's probably a dirty name for people like me in your community, but my sense of humor is so like quasi offensive, and I'm so what's the word, unapologetic about it, that I feel like the only way that I could get away with it is by it being a profession. I'll never be a comedian, but I feel like that's the only place I'd fit in with my particular sense of humor, and it's so upsetting because I'll say something in a, just normal, just conversation with people, and sometimes they laugh and sometimes they don't. But I'm always laughing. I'm like, wait, you guys don't what?
That's not funny, you guys?
Don't get it?
You get
Oh, okay.
You get it? It's a joke.
Waka waka.
Huh.
Oh, I'm fired? All right, cool.
Well,
All right,
not again.
Get that resume out.
That crick's gonna come out from stage left, grab you by the throat.
What, I need to go to, I got to go to the boss's office now? You know, it's not good to have that type of sense of humor in the normal world. So that, like, good. Don't try to get a real job.
But Better try to not get sick till then, though. I have no
health insurance.
no money, no health. Yeah.
Oh
no,
my God, I didn't even think of that.
No, I have. I mean, I pay for it. Thank God for Obamacare. I have it, but it's just like it's funny because it's like God, like you see everyone already like having kids in the house, and sometimes if you had a bad set that night, you're like on Facebook, and you're like, oh, these people like. Everyone my age did the regular things. Maybe I should have been normal, and I could just be like the funny mom at the barbecue or the bus stop.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think. I think. Yeah.
It wouldn't go anywhere
I'd
though.
rather take the chance, but it's quite a chance. It's very like.
It's worthy.
I know that I'm gonna live very uncomfortably for at least the next 15 years, and maybe the next 50. You know, like.
So what do you see as? Do you have a plan? I mean, do you have a plan to, like, what's your end goal? What do you want?
Ooh, big question time.
Such a big question. Ugh, I think just to marry Rob Kardashian, kind of gaslight him, have his baby, take the baby away. Oh wait, Black China already did that.
Yeah.
Crap.
That
That was my plan.
He might fall for it again.
You know what? He really could.
By the way, I know nothing about this whole. I've heard about the thing.
My gosh.
I don't know nothing about it. What's going on?
We could do a whole hour on that. I think.
Cliff notes.
I think so they got married last year or whenever they got. No, they didn't get married, or did they?
Who's
Did they
Black
get married?
China? What is
Black China she's a stripper / model who's best friends with Amber Rose. She's actually from this area. Her mom does a radio show out of a music studio right by Howard University.
Okay, so she's a Merlander.
Well, DC.
Okay.
And she was a stripper in DC, but she had Rob Kardashian knock her up, I guess. I don't know if they got married or not, but they have a kid together called Dream Kardashian.
Oh, good. So she'll be a stripper as well.
And then
name.
they've had multiple like Snapchat and Twitter fights and breakups, and then get back togethers and all that stuff. But basically, I think the most recent one, he just posted a bunch of like nudes of her that she sent to him, and also like weird revenge porn stuff. But she has their baby, and now they're going to court, and I think she's gonna get a lot of that Kardashian money. But
I'm so surprised.
revenge porn is atrocious. So
I'm
she
surprised.
deserves it.
I'm surprised at Rob Kardashian.
He doesn't have his dad's legal smarts, that's for sure. What an idiot. Don't post revenge porn, you dumb God.
You know, I would never expect that from somebody like Rob Kardashian. I can't believe.
I mean, I would not expect that.
Yeah, I mean, he's such an upstanding guy, I'm sure.
Seems like a civil fella.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's troubled.
You think?
Not to go deep, but yeah.
You think there's a little problem going on in there?
Therapy, buddy.
Yes. But yeah, so that's the whole thing. But it's been on the news forever. I'm so over that.
Wow, I didn't even know the story. All I know is there's something going on with those two. That's
Well,
all
I'm
I
so
know.
over that I'm just not even ready to even look into it. Like when I see I just only know from the headlines. I don't even click on it.
But does it really matter?
It doesn't. Same with like Shia LaBeouf's threatening a cop.
Excuse
drunk
me?
thing.
What?
He was like drunk and threatened a cop in Georgia.
Did he do it in front of a green screen?
He did. No, he did.
Nice.
He was like in a cop station.
Do it now! Right now!
I thought Transformers, buddy. What is?
What else is moving this week? Yeah, just Shia LaBeouf and then the Rob Kardashian. It was like just boring news week.
Yeah,
Not slow. It's just like stuff you don't care about.
Shia LaBeouf is one of my many hates in Hollywood.
Oh.
He helped ruin Indiana Jones for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the name Shia LaBeouf. How can you like somebody with that quasi-French name? That's terrible as an
It's a
American.
strange name. He was hot in the Elastic Heart music video. The Sia Elastic Heart music video.
Yeah, he was also a nymphomaniac.
That happens.
Well, yeah, that's. Well,
Yeah.
Aren't we all? Like, it's just a matter of if you can
Eventually.
get it or not. Like, can you get it or can you not get it?
He's a nymphomaniac. What is that?
He was in the movie Nymphomaniac.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, wow,
I retract
you
my
went-
previous statement.
Allison and I.
Totally the other direction on that one, guys.
alright. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I was a fan until I found out he was 5'9", and then I was like, I'll Shia you later. I'll see. Bye.
Shia. Wow, did she just kind of do a
That was
triple
pretty good.
entendre
That was
just
a
then?
good pun.
So 5'9's too short for you? Be
No,
honest.
but just for me to let him pass with all of his, because he has pretty bad behavior. Shia LaBeouf specifically.
So Shia LaBeouf.
I think I've dated a guy that's 5'9", and I wasn't mad at it.
So if it was Chris Pratt with all those problems, no problem at that point?
Well, he's like oddly. I know you're religious, but he's like crazy religious, like carried across.
No, he's not. Chris
Chris
Pratt? Really?
Yeah, Anna Faris's husband.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like crazy religious.
Well, like what? Like Scientology or?
Not Scientology, just super Christian, super like into it, just insane. Like carried a cross on his back for Easter Sunday for like a life-size cross,
And
like
now
just to do it.
And now I love him.
I bet you do.
Until I don't love him, I'm gonna uncover something that I'm gonna hate. But
right.
But because again back to my sense of humor, I hate everybody. But
Yeah.
at this, from what you just told me, I don't think he's such a bad guy.
Probably a nice guy.
Maybe you should
I
carry.
don't like the weirdos. Maybe I should carry a cross.
Maybe you should carry a cross.
Maybe
a
I
little
should
bit.
try and carry a cross.
Kind of see what that feels like. Maybe you get a little respect. Okay, so maybe not Chris Pratt. Maybe who's another hunk hottie, whatever.
Chris Evans?
No, not that one either. It's always the weird ones with me. Always the weird ones.
Sorensen?
Oh, okay.
No.
For a long time, Steve Martin, but then he got too old. For
Excuse me?
me. Everyone
That's
has
awesome.
to draw a line.
That's
And I was
awesome.
like, around
Steve Martin.
when I was 20, I was like, I have to draw a line. It's done now. Like I was like, you can have a crush on me.
You might have been like negative
I was definitely negative.
40
I'm trying to
years.
think of other weird crushes. Like my first crush ever was like Fonzie and Chachi, both at the same time.
Hey.
Seriously?
Like not at the same, like but like.
Think about that at the same time.
Yeah, no, thank you.
You were watching
But-
Happy Days?
Yes, as a child. Like I don't know what's up with that.
Did
There's
you watch
strange
Gilligan's Island?
crushes. Yes.
Okay, so you were watching Nick at Night then.
Yes, but
Yeah.
no one on Gilligan's. I mean, I love Gilligan's Island.
No,
But
that's
I like the women on that more.
that was for the guys.
Mhm.
Gilligan's Island was totally for the guys.
Marianne,
Yeah, Ginger. There was no hottie guys in Gilligan's Island.
the professor,
Professor's pretty
maybe
good.
at most,
He was,
at most.
yeah.
Well, you're Eric. You're into erudite men.
But he
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
like
Yeah, I am.
heartthrobbing it out. Like, he wasn't like, I'm the professor in this. Like he was actually being a professor.
Yeah,
so
he
it's
was-
like okay. Like he was like the guy on The
It's all
Simpsons,
business.
like
Yeah.
like he was like withering around. Like, so he wasn't. If he played it up more, it was a very attractive actor, but it wasn't. The charisma wasn't there.
So
Dr. Cox on Scrubs. Now we're just doing a deep dive on like Allison's so weird.
So if you were to get into a relationship,
Which I won't.
which you won't,
Never again.
smart girl, but if you were to get into a relationship in your like within your profession, because we're talking Hollywood and actors and comedians, that's rough. Like could you ever see that working out? Is there a way that type of relationship could work? You being a comedian?
I mean, it's so strange because I think not with a comedian ever again. I've dated 2 comics and one was a nightmare, one was a total sweetheart. We just decided like, hey, this doesn't work, and that was fine. But to an extent, I think in the artistic fields and in that if you're actually over in LA and being successful, or in New York, or in anything in this field, your schedules and your lifestyle is so different, and your mindset is so out there and crazy that it's like you almost have to, but at the same time, having that, you almost have a sense of crazy in you that it makes you a little, not incompatible, but kind of, it's just like almost a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
what can you
That's
do?
all I see. Like whenever I see, I've got lots of friends that are actors, and all I ever see is, yeah, it worked out for maybe a couple of years, and then it was just like the schedule or jealousy or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, affairs like crazy. You know, just like.
I'm sure there is, because then one has downtime when the other one doesn't have downtime. You know, it's like one gets busy and then one like if you're an actor, it's like suddenly you're on a project for 3 months and you're super busy for 3 months, and you just have to understand those 15-hour days. And you should just be able to understand that theoretically, but then what else? Is something else happening? You know,
what's going on set? Like, who's that guy or who's that girl?
Things like that. But I mean, I'm pretty not jealous, but it's just a weird.
You gotta be
I'm
pretty
observing
secure.
it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm super not jealous.
Yeah.
I'm very like you would have to literally, like when we're dating, I'm not jealous to the point where it makes people uncomfortable. Where it's like you would have to literally be with someone in front of me for me to be like, oh, you guys are doing it like,
that's
this is
happening
bad.
right now?
Like,
She'd have to walk in.
oh, whoops. Yeah, like I would literally, and even then I'd be like, okay, well this is like I'd be mad, but I'd be like, well it's over, it's done now.
Yeah,
like I'm
okay.
not gonna fight for it.
I
And
guess-
like you clearly like that one more.
But
so
we
go
were
for it.
putting up shelves.
Yeah, but
You know,
it's
Yeah, naked.
But I can see how the jealousy can happen because you know it's like you are away from each other like for however many hours for however many days and things like that. But it's a weird another double-edged sword where.
Have you ever seen any relationships work? And when you were in LA or wherever?
Really no. I can't think of a single not like an artist to artist one, and even the regular people in LA or
Squares.
civilians. Even
civilians.
them, they would just be cheating and like doing drugs and crazy stuff, like having affairs and
That's
like telling me
nuts.
about it. And I was like, you guys work at an office. Like
Yeah.
this is insane.
Yeah.
Like what? To me, that's more insane. Where I'm like, wait, we're like we should be the messed up ones.
Yeah.
Like
Wow, you guys get down like that?
I never. Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Hearing things you don't want to hear. I'm always that person. Like can you guys relate to that? I feel like if people feel like they can talk to you, you're always the one to like hear stuff.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
I don't want to hear this, but you're telling me this,
Look,
and now I
You gotta
carry
tell
your
them, like,
baggage.
please
I
stop
was-
talking. I don't want to know anymore.
My-
keep going.
My first job, well, it was kind of a continuation job. I was a personal trainer before the
Ooh.
military,
Mhm.
and then I was a personal trainer for like 5 years after the military, and then basically you're a therapist / trainer, especially if you do like one-on-ones.
Mm-hmm.
You're just constantly talking to like housewives or like business executive guys or females or whatever. Like it's always the people that can afford you, but those are also the ones that are like have this crazy lifestyle. Morality is like at an all-time low.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like you get to hear every juicy detail and you're like, should you be talking to me about this?
You're like, can I not hear this?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
feel
really want to be
bad.
part of this.
Sounds like something you need to talk out with your therapist.
Yeah.
Maybe a lawyer.
Listen, I'll charge you a little bit more and we can do this, but not at this salary, my friend.
But yeah, you need to put a gag order on me. Like it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not signing an NDA for this.
yeah, like I can tell people.
Yeah.
No. You killed people? I don't want to know that.
Oh my god.
Where their bodies are? I don't care.
Tell your priest.
Yeah. Yeah, can't priests, don't they have a way around that?
Kind of, if they're gonna hurt someone or themselves.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, everything's kind of fluid in there.
Yeah, inside that box.
Yeah, inside that bubble.
Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Or I'm
just say
about
whatever.
to.
You just let it rip.
Just go in there and lie.
I
to them.
always wondered that if priests fart in there, if that smells
Probably.
bad.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, if
And you
are
go in there and
allowed
you're
to
like,
fart in there?
Yeah, you should. That-
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. That's such a cheap joke. Such a cheap, easy joke.
Forgive me, Father, for I've...
you keep going, it's gonna cost you more Hail Marys. Just let them rip,
Just
buddy.
keep going.
Yeah.
You keep owing Jesus more and more there. Or Mary, I guess, with those Catholic. I want Catholic Craig on here so bad.
Oh my god, get Catholic Craig on here. We'll do the Protestant Katy Perry.
Ah.
That'd be
Oh,
great.
we
So
said
good.
Protestant Katy Perry, Catholic Lady Gaga.
Catholic
He
Lady
won't
Gaga.
remember it at all, but
He'll remember.
not that he was drunk. He was just so we did an hour deep dive on that.
He'll be able to bring it back up. That guy's
God, he would
genius.
be so good on a podcast.
But that
he should
dude,
be a comedian.
that's what I thought.
That brain. Oh, I wish I had that brain.
He always had like a Seinfeld sensibility to him
Mm-hmm.
because it was always he kind of has the mannerisms of Seinfeld,
Yeah.
but he also has the observation skills of a Seinfeld. So I actually asked him like a month ago. I was like, dude, you need to get on this podcast. He's like, dude, I'm in South Africa. He's just like jet setting around the world, like spreading the faith or something. I don't know what he's doing. He's like a bioethics guy / Catholic guy / whatever, double PhD, whatever. Yeah, we're talking about you, Catholic Craig. You need to get on this show, man. That'll be a fun show. Get this atheist over here
Oh, it's not gonna be me.
squared away.
I gotta bring somebody with a little bit
No.
more. Yeah.
I'm here.
I gotta bring a heavyweight.
There we go.
I'm here.
Yeah,
That's all we need. That's all we need.
Eric, yeah.
So-
what else
so
do
who
you
else?
need?
So who else can we bring on here?
Britney Spears.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a
We gotta do like a
do
vo-
everything.
we gotta do a voice acting thing then. See which characters you can portray.
All of them.
All of them. So I don't know if I have any more questions for the young lady. Do you have any questions for her?
Do you do shows locally?
I do often. I did one last night in Springfield at a place called the Hideout, which is
Nice.
super fun. It's actually like a hookah bar, so that they do them every hookah. I think I said like hookah weird there. Hookah.
They do that hookah.
Like I'm from like,
Well,
Savannah
that's-
or like Charleston.
It's an extra special hookah.
Yeah.
Hookah.
You want to do some hookah?
Yes.
Yes.
3 of them.
Yes.
But then for a lot of the rest of July, I'm traveling a bunch, which gets in the way of
What are you
doing
doing?
the shows.
What are you doing?
Mostly a lot of family stuff, like Georgia and just like a bunch of different like things that it's like we're about to all like go separate ways. Like so, it's like my mom's like, oh, let's do as many like, let's do Asheville and hiking in Georgia and this and that, and so all those things.
Do you travel for shows anymore?
No, hardly, because I don't headline yet, and I'm okay with that. I don't, headlining, that takes an hour, and I think that takes a good amount of time to put in to get to a headline position. And then I've been in this area for, I think, 8 or 9 months, but I've not been, there are people that have been here since before I left, so they have those opening spots, like the feature spots, before I would have them over a headliner in this area. Because it's like, they've been here for 5 years, making those connections, whereas I have not.
Let's name drop a little bit, okay? Who are the heavy hitters in this area? Who are the people that can get you on?
Ooh, see, I don't even know. I haven't really been back to this area. I know who runs the rooms, like the smaller rooms, where it's like, oh, can I get 5 minutes? I know all those names. I know one person that I think the world of, and is a fantastic, if you are in the Virginia area and looking to see a show, or even he does some rooms in DC, but John Yeager. He is both a comic and someone that can run a room, and that's very rare to find. But he runs a ton of rooms. We've been doing it like cute little hashtag that's like make Fairfax funny again, because
thank God.
A lot of the rooms went to DC, and that's so difficult to get all the way out to DC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you are out here in Virginia and you want to see, you just want to go see some live comedy, it's hard to get, to go to Old Town Fairfax is one thing, to go get a metro, get an Uber, go all the way to DC, pay the cover, get some drinks, get all the way back. It's a whole ordeal.
Old Town Fairfax sucks now. I remember back in the day you had venues out there you could actually...
No, he does one at, because I've done it a couple times, the French Quarter, I always say this name wrong. I always say Brazier, but it's called Brasserie.
Brasserie.
Yes, it's a new one. It's like a Cajun restaurant that actually has pretty good food.
Oh, okay.
And it was like one of the only times I've been like, oh, I'm at a comedy show and there's food here that's good. And they're trying to branch out to other places, but he does them, and then I know the names of DC people that do them, but I've never really done those DC shows, nor have those DC promoters been particularly kind to me, so I don't know that I want to drop their names.
Okay, all right. I was going to say...
just either way, yeah. There's one in particular that runs one that I know when I came back, he was like, oh, wow, you're back from LA, nice to see that you failed. And I said, ooh, nice to see that you're right where I left you. And but then later he told me to quit comedy forever, and then I was like terrible, and I was like, well.
Is that the Twitter battle that I know? I watched a Twitter battle. I was sitting back with my popcorn.
There was a Facebook one.
Yeah, you and some guy going back and forth.
Like an oafish guy, very tall.
Big fat
that's
dude.
Exactly the one. And I was like, come on,
that guy.
When I would see him in person, he wouldn't. It's so weird because he's someone that's on the internet is crazy and goes nuts. And I don't think it's the concept of messing around. When I said to him, because he said to me, shots fired when it's you came back from LA, good to see you failed. And I was like, ooh, good to see you right where I left you. I think that was a fair enough.
Perfectly fair.
Back and forth. And I was like, oh, we're just playing with each other, like a ping pong. Who cares? But when he lost it after that, I was like, whoa, this guy does not get.
You touched him.
Well, he doesn't get the plan. I was like, you did the first. I didn't come into that place and be like, hey,
yeah,
shame on you.
Yeah.
But I was like, whoa, now it's serious. And then it went into a whole thing, and it was a Facebook thing. And then I was like, this is my life. I'm in a Facebook argument? How pathetic is that? It's so boring.
Look, Allison, first of all, I read the whole thing. You definitely, it was like a child fighting a samurai. You have a samurai behind you. I don't know if you can't really see it. But there's
takes out the sword, ruins the studio.
there's a samurai with his foot on a severed head. So you're the samurai, he's the severed head. You destroyed that guy.
No, thank you, but I wasn't worried about. If anything, I was just like, God, it's come to this. I was like, I'm in Virginia in a Twitter or a Facebook. Who does this?
Allison,
what is this life? Am I in
far too many people.
This is what you listen. I got you.
It was gross.
This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. I'm gonna give you. All right. I'm going to give you the 12-step program, the 5-step.
12-step? You just gave me mine.
The 5-step.
I don't have time for 12.
The 5 or 6-step program to you helping this area and blowing up at the same time.
I want to just leave it. It's going to be 1 step, leave.
No.
Go to New York. Go to New York.
No, you can't leave.
I'm going to leave again.
Fine. But until you do, you have a duty, okay? And this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you need to do. You need to get 4 or 5 other comedians like yourself, and what is that? Packed together.
A rat king.
Yes. You need
TC rats.
or a rat pack.
Tie your tails together. No,
Yeah.
you know that it's disgusting.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Travel together, they're gross.
Yeah, it's totally disgusting. Thank you for bringing it there.
It's one organism
You're
now.
welcome.
But you need a crew.
Human centipede.
Put together a crew of none of this BS in this area. We talked to Scott Howard, he's the MMA coach, and he was saying Arjan, and he trains UFC fighters, and he said the one thing about he grew up in Detroit, or not Detroit,
I don't remember.
up in that area. He grew up in that area, and he
It's New Hampshire.
Yeah, some up north. We'll just do that. I can't remember at this
North
moment.
of the wall.
But he said the thing about this area is that the hardest thing to teach somebody how to do is to punch somebody else in the face. Like you say, okay, all right, let's spar. And when they spar, they pull their punches before they actually make contact. And you have to train that out of them.
I see where you're going. You want to get these comedians to band together to spar.
Well, see, I don't want to do that I almost feel, not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Because I agree with what you're saying with the spar. I think in an MMA world that would make you stronger and learning how to spar together. But I think...
No, I don't think you should spar each other.
I think banding with others would make me weaker when I go out on my own. I almost enjoying the exploring my exploring being completely alone.
All right.
Within things.
Fair enough. But this is what I want to see. I want to see the BS that's in this area, exactly what that guy personifies. I want to see that eradicated. I want to see it exposed. I want to see a real crew of comedians in this area who you look at them and you go, like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh man.
I think it's a long time before we have that. I think that it will exist, but it won't be me.
Bollocks.
It won't be me.
Bollocks.
But I think it will exist, but it will not be me. I don't have the patience or the...
Spread it to your kind. Spread the message.
I hope they do it though. I think it should be more of a communal thing, because even when that little weird fight started, I did not expect it to be a fight, and nor did I want it to be. I was like, oh, we're playing, we're having fun, similar to a tough crowd or a Patrice, like, oh, we're like, roasting each other. Like, it's like, I'm busting your balls, like, yeah, everyone knows I came back. I'm not going to be like, no, I didn't just come back from LA. It's like, yes, I'm physically here, you can see me. So yeah, him saying, like, just came back from LA, but it's like, yeah, you're right where I left you, because physically, you're literally right. The last time I saw you was at the same club. Like 5 years ago.
Still playing the same club. Huh?
If you're a DC,
yeah.
If you're
throw that out there.
If you're a DC, Maryland, Virginia, DMV, that's what we call it here. If you're a DMV comedian and you don't suck, and you have,
or if you do,
hold on a second. Let me check this dude. Hold on 1 second, dude. No,
go ahead, do your thing.
You stop.
No, do your thing.
I need you to band together. Allison's not going to do it. She doesn't have the cojones that I'm looking for. But I need you to band together, and I need you to eradicate. You guys are like a special forces team, and you're going to go out there, and you're going to do your gigs, and you're going to scare the hell out of everybody, and you're going to bring honor and glory to the comedians that should be here. You're going to make this a real place, a real scene. No more of that BS, kinder, gentler crap that nobody enjoys. You're never going to be successful until you do this. This is your charge.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I feel motivated already.
Also, I love all I've done is gone on podcasts and talked smack about the DMV area, which also I think maybe the DMV comics should try to book a show at the DMV where you do it for people that are in line at the DMV. Wouldn't that be a fun?
Who's here for the license?
Mashup?
No.
What is the deal
with these registrations?
I think you just came up with a good idea.
I think it would be good. They never let us, but
no. But just do it. Just go in there.
Just go in.
Double DMV.
Yeah.
Just do it until you get kicked out.
At least record it. It would be some good web content. What do they call it now? Social? I don't know.
I'll be behind that. I'll bring the.
It's improv everywhere. They do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that would be a good thing though, because people are always like, "What's DMV? Like, what does that mean?"
Would you do that? Would you do it?
Probably, yeah. As long as I don't get arrested, yeah.
No, you won't.
That's a possibility, but I mean,
Yeah, the one by Westfield High School is always empty. We should do that one.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing this, guys. We have an idea. I'm bringing the cameras and the sound system.
And we'll do it for the 30 seconds until we get kicked off.
Until we get kicked off.
Yes.
It'll all be on wheels.
Bring one of them karaoke speakers. Here's your mic. You're on
I can
now.
bring like 2 comics that I know. Yeah, we could just try it. And maybe we could, maybe it'd be
Flash
long
comedy.
enough of a, web content if we went to a few different DMVs.
There you go.
It would be, 15 seconds at each.
And they would never
kicked
know.
out.
They would never know
They
it
don't-
was coming.
Yeah, I feel like they don't communicate with each other.
And then the governor would be like, okay, this is becoming a thing. We need strike force ready.
Yep.
We got to do something about these comedians.
I'm just waiting for the signs. The signs will be out there.
What
Do
signs?
not do comedy shows.
Oh,
no
yeah,
comedy.
No
TV.
comedy shows
There's
allowed.
like, there's like a microphone with a big X,
Yeah.
red X on
No
it.
microphones
No
allowed.
microphones allowed in here.
No comics allowed.
Are you gonna do this?
I would do it with you guys. Yeah, why not?
We're doing it.
How much time would it take? It's like 30. We're getting kicked out
Do it in
so
an afternoon.
fast.
Doing it next week.
'Cause they have like a security guard right there.
Yeah, but they're usually asleep or bored or something.
Yeah.
Picking
Also, I
on us.
do need to go to the DMV. Can we do my
Yeah.
thing first and then start the show, or should those be separate trips?
Be
Maybe.
better if you broke
I
into
think
an act in the
separate.
middle of your line. Like you're waiting in line and then all of a sudden we turn around and
Oh
there's
my
a
gosh.
spotlight on you.
Oh my gosh.
So who came here for Eliza? You just
Oh my
break right into your
gosh.
routine.
That's genius. And then okay, wait, let's play this out.
DMV
So
squared.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's play this out. So okay, so we go in there. We're just like looking like nothing's going on. Then maybe we've got like a cart with the stuff on there, but you can't really tell what it is. Or maybe it's in like suitcases,
Disguise it like a bag lady.
like a bag
Oh, but I
lady.
think
or
you have
something.
to go in through metal detectors now. I think.
Do you?
No.
It's pretty crazy. I think so.
No.
Loudon's so
We'll
much
look
more
at-
relaxed.
Okay,
There's so
we'll
many
look at
armed
it.
people in Loudon. They're just like, no, you can come in. Bring your gun.
Yeah, I
You know.
forgot there's guns everywhere here.
Yeah. So.
Oh, California,
You're not
right?
used to
Yeah.
you don't have to pick.
Wait, that's a gun? That's what that is?
Only when it's terrorists, right?
Everybody's good, guys.
Yeah, we should do this DMV thing. Also, gun stuff. That's fun.
What are you talking about?
I forgot that it wasn't until I was in California because I've always been very like.
Hey, that's good material
no
right
thanks
there.
with guns. Like, no
Yeah.
thank you. But when I was in California, I started to be like, oh, I kind of wish I went to a shooting range when I was in Virginia. Like, when I wasn't sure I was coming back, I was
Oh,
like,
you want to shoot?
well, no, I was just curious when I was over there. And now that I have it, it's more of a, like, grass is always greener. Because when I was over there, I was like, oh, I should have gone to shooting ranges. Now that I'm here, I've been here for a while now, and I've been, like, too lazy to even do it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who cares?
You know
I'll get
what-
around to it.
You know what it should be?
What's that?
It should be a Vicar Studios presents. No, a produced by Vicar Studios, presented by Righteous Anger Podcast.
There we go.
At the shooting range?
No,
The
the
DMV.
DMV
Okay.
squared thing.
Pork in those
I think we do the
Why not
shooting
both?
range. Well, I would go shoot with you. I've heard that you cry sometimes because it's scary. That's what some girl told me because it pushes
Wait,
you
what?
back.
She
The
cried.
shooting range, like the gun is so like
Oh.
it like pushes you back and it scares you. That's what I heard.
Wow, jeez, what was she shooting?
Someone said
I've
it
heard
would
the
make you
opposite. It's
cry.
very empowering. Like you feel like, oh wow, this is what it feels like to have a dick. Okay.
Ugh.
All right, Eric. Because Eric wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Just messing.
My 45 disagrees.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, I didn't know you were armed. You're armed?
Not right now.
But you're armed.
Yes.
You're an armed citizen.
Yes.
How does that work with your Bernie Sanders mentality?
It jives.
I heard he's grumpy.
He's very grumpy. He's grumpy. He's a Jewish guy from Vermont. Of course he's grumpy.
He's in trouble right now.
Actually, that turned out to be a rumor. It was all speculation.
What
Oh,
happened?
really?
It was all rumor mill.
Really?
What
Some
happened?
senator made a rumor that he was under investigation, which spawned an investigation into the rumor. And then it turned out it was all rumor.
We've
There
all
was
seen
no
Scandal. We've
Yeah,
all
yeah,
seen
yeah,
Scandal.
yeah.
That's
House of Cards stuff, right?
oh yeah.
According to CNN, of course, right?
No. This is Bernie Sanders specifically came out and had other senators saying this was all just rumor. Nobody knows who was investigating him.
Wait, so
They didn't know the office that was investigating. The state attorney didn't know
so
who was
the-
investigating him.
Whoa, so the
They
investigation was a
had no-
rumor?
Yes, they had no idea who was
Oh.
investigating him. They went all the way up the chain and all the way down the chain to find out. Oh well, state attorney has no idea what's going on, and the governor has no idea what's going on, and nobody knows who's
investigating about what? About being grumpy?
Oh yeah. Well,
No, his wife apparently
there was a rumor that she was embezzling from the school,
right, yeah.
and
She worked out.
yeah, they had nobody knew who was investigating it.
Ooh, yeesh.
When you're Bernie Sanders, it's very tough to also be rich. Like you shouldn't be rich
Well, they're not that wealthy.
when you have this that wealthy.
They're not that wealthy.
They're barely wealthy.
Upper middle class. They're in their 70s. That's where you want to be in your 70s, owning a home,
This is,
done paying it off.
This is feeling very akin to the argument, the faith arguments that we have.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, I would love to be here for a faith argument. We should get Smart Craig to call in.
We could add a faith argument now, but this is your first podcast. We're not going to subject you to that just yet.
Yeah.
But what'd you think? You like the podcast?
I loved doing this. Thank you guys so much for having me. This was literally, I can't tell you how much fun I had. I thank
I
you.
love
Such
Thanks for coming on.
just fantastic. I love what you guys are doing here. Seriously, thank you. It's so much fun to have a place to come and talk like this and kind of get a different taste of things. And like I was saying, I think.
You said this was your third podcast, right?
So I've done 2 that were the same one. If I did 2 with the same guy, like I did one the first week, and the next they were like, oh, you gotta come on the next week because that was super fun. But the second one hasn't been posted yet. But so I've done 2 before, and that's it. But like this has been like a 3-week thing where it's brand new to me, but I really enjoy it.
We're bringing you back
Doing
on.
the podcast circuit.
We're bringing you back
I
on.
would love that. Thank
Absolutely.
you guys so much for having me.
And I think it might be fun to bring in a fourth. We do fourth mics a lot. So maybe
we could do our own little version of a comedy smackdown.
That would be cool. I don't think Allison would be into it. She's too much of a big puss.
Wait, big puss like literally?
Nice. There's an echo.
And I have gained weight. I think big puss like I'm a wussy.
Allison. So that's Allison Wruk for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming on. And Eric, thank you, as always, for co-hosting this wonderful thing. I'm going to go into the best part of the show, which is where I talk about final words here. If you enjoyed this or any one of our past podcasts, please consider supporting us in 2 ways. First, give this video a like and share it on your feed. That's so important. Is that important, Eric?
It's very important.
It's very important. Because how else are we going to take over if you don't do that? Did you know that the Joe Rogan podcast is #1 in like 4 different thingies?
He's got a bigger following than most sitcoms, dude.
Do you know he's been podcasting since way before podcasting was like anybody knew what the hell it was?
Fort Wayne mainstream.
Like before it even went, what's under mainstream?
Underground.
Yeah, before it was underground.
Oh, okay.
He was podcasting.
So he was a hipster podcaster.
Is that a thing?
I guess. You're saying it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Joe Rogan was a hipster podcaster.
There you go.
Or is.
Sorry, Joe. Jeez. You can come to our podcast, Joe, and slap the hell out of Eric if you want for calling you a hipster.
This from the guy who drinks out of a mason jar.
That is not a hipster thing.
Lemon water.
That's not a hipster thing. That has nothing to...
With a straw.
I don't use a straw. I go straight mouth, right to the dome. Second, go to epilogueshirts.com. That's epilogue, EPILOGUE, shirts.com, and pick up a shirt that fits your style and your body. Or not. I know skinny jeans are in, skinny shirts are in. Get a skinny. Or if you're old school like me, get something twice the size of you. All right? I don't care. But just pick up a shirt. We're updating the site with new designs every week. And if you don't see a design that you like, just message us with your idea. And if we pick it, we'll send you swag for free with your idea on it. How cool is that? Is that a good thing, you think? People are down for that?
That's pretty cool. I think it.
All right, thank you, man 2 rooms away.
I think it's cool.
That's still not good enough. He's like way far
I think
away
it's
from the
cool.
mic. Epilogue is running a special for listeners of the podcast. Okay, just enter RAP, R-A-P, 10, RAP 10, and the promo code. Get yourself 10% off on your full order. Thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. We love you. All right? Allison loves you. You're going to see more of her. And next week, we have a specialist in the world of SEO. SEO. Could you explain what that is?
SEO. It's search engine optimization.
And what does that do, Eric? Genius of technology?
It pushes your website or your product to the top of Google search index results.
So what does that do, Genius Eric?
It gets you more business.
Gets you more business. Gets you more hits. Gets you people go on Google. I'm looking for X. And then, bam, there's your website. There's your thing that you're doing. This guy is going to teach us how to do that, Eric.
He's helping you not find porn.
What?
When you search for something, you don't find porn. Never mind. Over your head.
Way over my head. There's some genius nerds out there that are like laughing. Are they laughing at that or just
I don't know, maybe.
nodding their head?
They're probably like, yeah, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it's a shrug. It's like, oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, okay. All right. See, I'm way too stupid for this. But yeah, so we've got his name's John Vittoria. He is the proprietor of Pollyanna, and he's going to be. Am I getting that right? Is it Pollyanna? Crap! I probably should have that in front of me. Anywho, check him out. Again, John Vittoria. You can check him out on LinkedIn and probably some other shizzle. He was able to take his customers' websites within 6 to 8 months and put them on the top of a Google page, of a Google search page. Can you do that? No. You've been trying for 12 years. You still haven't gotten it up there yet. You're still on page 36. Does anybody look at page 36? No! I barely go to page 2. So, check out next week's podcast with specialist in SEO, search engine optimization. And thank you again for watching the Righteous Anger Podcast! Number 16. Thank you. Bye. Bloop.
You guys,
Bloop.
thank you. That was awesome.
That was
Thanks for
awesome.
coming on.
Yeah, that was awesome.